Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Proving Grounds Arena. My name's Bloomer, and joining me are the lovely C Funk
Hi.
and Diane.
Hello.
Welcome in, ladies. We have an incredible matchup for everyone tonight between two unbelievable teams. We've got Mirage eSports going up head to head against Team No Sleep.
We do. Both teams are in the 3.7 thousand or higher range. They are in Masters. Talking about No Sleep, they're initially a diamond team. They've worked their way up to Masters, and the team is super close to their sister team, Comatose Crew. I think that's really awesome and nice that they do that.
Yeah, no, it's that's
I
absolutely awesome, actually.
Yes, and Mirage Esports, interesting story. They started out as a platinum team, slowly and steadily made their way up to masters. Their secret weapon, though, is their strategist and shot caller Thor, who evidently has some wacky plays in mind for us tonight.
And we've seen him in the past, and we know that Mirage Esports
Mhm.
well known for some of their wackier, or we'll call it less traditional gameplay. Because I think that's a pretty good way to put it, anyways.
And our first map tonight is going to be Nepal. That is a control map. Diane, what would you like to see on this map?
Well, see, Funk, I've played Nepal today when I was playing competitive, and honestly, I got wrecked by a Pharah, so I do want to see how a Pharah plays and how they counter it in this specific circumstance.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that would be amazing to see Farah, maybe a Winston hopping around, keep things interesting.
Well, let me throw it out there because what you said, I mean, it's so true, Diane, that Farah, such a powerful character and someone we haven't been seeing so much in the meta. Again, if you look at recent history, it's been much more of a ground brawly style meta. That's why we're seeing a lot of Reinhardts, a
Mhm.
lot of Zarya divas, things like that. Um, Farah, a lot of people I feel like maybe have kind of forgotten how to counter that particular character. Is there anything that, well, either team should be prepped and ready to do if someone does break out that Farah?
Well, it really depends on what kind of team comp you're going. So essentially, lots of people like going goats in this meta, which is 3 tanks and 3 healers. And they can't really move around that fast, so essentially they're trying to win the ground war and then kill the Pharah. But there's also some comps that I've seen where you go everything but a diva in goats, and you would go McCree to counter that Pharah.
Okay.
Hmm.
A little bit of
Obviously,
a hit scan.
exactly. And of course, that hit scan character, such a strong counter to Farah. Although, again, depending on what they run, we've often seen the past where teams will try to deal with a Farah Mercy combination with a, whether it's a McCree, a soldier, but one hit scan character. And it's not always necessarily enough because despite a hit scan character being so strong against Farah, Farah is not necessarily always taken out by just one character, especially when pocketed by that Mercy.
Yeah, it's really difficult. Sometimes you have to go for that Mercy first, put the Discord on her, and Diva sometimes actually has to help out the McCree and or Soldier as well.
Mm.
Awesome. So definitely a little bit more team play and a little more. What's the word? I guess we're talking about is using every strategy, everything in the book, and Team No Sleep is going to have to do that again if Mirage Esports lives up to that zany, wacky. What the heck is that team comp strategies that they were talking about bringing out for us tonight?
I'm excited to see it. I can't wait for these wacky plays we keep hearing about. I just want to know, like, what is a wacky play? Like, I want to know.
Anything shy of Torbjorn Bastion on attack is just gonna let me down right now. Maybe a
I
Symmetra in there
know.
somewhere.
I
Now,
know.
ladies, obviously we have seen Mirage Esports in the past. We have yet to see Team No Sleep. I want to hear predictions again for everyone at home tonight. It is a best of five, aka first team to 3 map wins, is going to be tonight's winner. Let's start with you, C Funk. Which team do you think is going to win, and in how many?
I'm gonna go with Mirage Esports only because of the wacky plays that they have promised us. Um, Winning wise, I'm not sure. These teams are so closely matched. Like, there's only what 100 in between their SR. That's so close. I'm seriously going with Mirage.
Yeah, and how many do you think they'll win it in?
Ah, geez. I don't know, like
Putting you on the
three,
spot
three. You
here.
know what? 3-2. We're gonna go
3
three
to
to two.
2. We're
I'm
going to
feeling it.
5 is what C-Funk's calling. Diane, same exact question.
I'm really rooting for Team No Sleep today, just because I game a lot and I do get no sleep sometimes, so I feel like I'm kind of a part of that team. So I'm gonna root for them. Maybe a 3-0 victory. What do you think, Blooper?
Wow. Calling the 3-0. No love from
I
Diane's words from
know.
Mirage Esports at
Dang.
all. I'm we've got a five game from C Funk. We've got 3 games from Diane. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna call in the middle. I'm gonna call it a 3-1. So 4 games in total. But I'm gonna be going ahead. I'm siding with C Funk on this one. I'm calling Mirage Esports. We've seen them in the past. We know that they're a strong team. They love to play a zany style of Overwatch, and they do have that secret weapon in Thor. He is so good at shot calling, being a leader in the back room, that he understands if his team is not firing on all cylinders, he's going to take a moment, recenter them, refocus them, and I think he's going to lead his team to victory.
All right, you have our predictions in chat. Spam what you think. Spam your predictions. What team do you think is going to win?
That's it. We want to know. And just a quick reminder for everyone, we are on a 5-minute delay in tonight's stream. So there is no opportunity for anyone to be feeding any information to any of the teams. So don't have any worries. Don't have any stresses about that, because as you two know, and of course, everyone at home should know too, but if you don't, let me go ahead and remind you, tonight's winner going to be the winner of the grand prize pool. That's right. Cold hard cash.
What could be more awesome?
There's not a lot. There's not a lot. With that, the teams are, I believe, ready. So, Diane, we'll be joining you back at the halftime show to talk about what we've been watching so far. And with that, Diane, thank you so much. C-Funk, let's jump into some gameplay. We are going to Nepal, as already mentioned, and that is, of course, a control type map. Let's get into the game before we start to talk what control is and why it's so awesome. Now, C-Funk, really quickly, you and I, of course, experts in Overwatch, play it all the time. Matter of fact, play it probably a little too much. But control maps, what does it mean for those at home that maybe are just learning Overwatch, trying to pick up the game as we speak?
For those of you that do not know what a control map is, it is where the teams need to gather on one specific point. They are both going to try to be taking over the point. If both teams are attacking, you just want to stand on the point until you get 100%, and the other team is also wanting to stand on the point for 100%.
It's pretty simple. At the end of the day, it's almost like they call it control for a reason. They want to control that
Almost.
area. It is a best of 3 in this particular situation in order to get this map victory, the first map victory. You can see we appear to be waiting for players right now. So just a couple of minor technicalities along the way. Although I gotta tell you, C-Funk, I would love to see this team composition against each other. We got Torbjorns, we got double snipers, we got all sorts of great things.
Yeah, we're just waiting on one player, it looks like, to connect before we actually start the match. I think this would be awesome. What, two snipers going head to head against one widow?
One of the best matchups, and I don't understand why it's not meta, quite frankly.
I
But
know, right?
I guess for some reason they're going to choose something other than that. And we'll have to see, of course, what the teams are bringing out. Now, are we going to see that standard 3-3, or again, we heard from Diane before, she'd love to see some Pharah gameplay, and it's true. Pharah able to get such unique angles, and when you've got teams that are just trying to control that point, stand in that one area, a Pharah coming in from all sorts of different off angles can cause a lot of damage and can get that ultimate charge very, very fast.
Could be causing a lot of issues. It does look like we have a Pharah on both teams. Just keeping in mind, for those of you at home, Mirage Esports is going to be in the blue, and No Sleep is going to be in the red.
Absolutely. Good call out. I always forget to say that until the end. And then then there's that awkward moment like, oh, by the way, everyone.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to know. It's good to know.
And you are right. And it looks like Diane had a really great prediction when she called for those Faras, because you can see, looks like both teams going to be running heavy DPS compositions with the Hammond in that main tank role. Really interesting the way the strategies have been shaping up over this
Mhm.
season already.
Definitely interesting to see two wrecking balls.
And two wrecking balls and a personal favorite character of mine to play right now, just because it's so much fun. And you can see early Thor taking some damage, was managed to get away. The Sombra hack going ahead, it hits onto the soldier, Olive, and now once again Thor trying to make some space, shooting people up in the air. And there you can see that first pick on the Hanzo on Lucid. Quick hack, but not going to be enough to do anything, with no follow-up on the hack on Hammond. And Olive taking out Dubs, that soldier, that hit scan again that we talked about, the greatest counters to Pharah. And now Tracer going ahead, finishing off Sombra as well. And Team No Sleep not having a very successful opening as Mirage Esports gets that first cap.
It's true. We did have a swap off of Wrecking Ball onto the Winston for Sock.
Yes, and Dork Shadow switching over to that D.Va as well. Gonna be running a little more dive heavy here. They again, I guess, feel they needed a little more tank support in order to get in. And there's Thor once again doing all sorts of things to cause some mayhem, cause some trouble, and he needs to get out of there. He does manage to, using those shields very, very intelligently. We can see now Sock trying very hard to make some room. Not able to do much though. Coco does get the res off on the Lucio, but with D7C take it out. Winston, that's going to be a major pick against Team No Sleep right now. And now you can see Lucid does take out Olive as well, as it's the Skull doing, or getting healed up by robots. Robots doing everything they can to keep them alive and well. And oh, there's another pick though, and it looks like trades going back and forth. Team No Sleep is bullying their way onto the point. Only one there right now, but it might be enough to cap it. They're trying to stall this out, Mirage, but not going to be able to. And Team No Sleep does get the flip after giving up 63%.
Is right. And if you look up at our ultimate percentage, it does look like Thor.
Oh, very quick pick from the Tracer again onto Winston. Socking a little overextend, caught out just a little bit. There's the Hammond ult coming out as well, kind of trying to take that room. Thor trying to make a little space for the team. They're trying to push in, doing a great job getting all over that point. But you can see so far, Team No Sleep not getting off, trying their best to hold on for as long as they can. There comes the sound barrier out from Lucid. Wolf does take Dork out of mech though, and you can see it still is in Team No Sleep's favorite. A couple of huge picks from that Genji blade. Bushybot doing a fantastic job. Takes out both the soldier and the Tracer. And with that, that's going to be a one team fight there for Team No Sleep. And now you can see the percentage getting closer and closer to that 63% Mirage put up at the beginning.
We did, and we saw Thor rolling back to spawn, swapping onto that D.Va, losing that ult percentage, starting over, but in the end, possibly a good swap. We'll see how it turns out.
Yes, and it looks like a couple of swaps actually for Mirage Esports. You can see Olive making their way onto the Ana as well. Looks like they're looking for a little extra heals, decided to give up that Discord orb. Now you can see both teams running more of a dive-heavy composition. Very interesting combination actually from Mirage. Dive tanks, but more stationary support slash DPS. That's definitely cool. We talked about wacky strategies, and you can see Sock getting that first pick on all of the Ana. That's going to be a huge pick for Team No Sleep going into this, and their percentage still ticking up, already up to 87% now. And there comes the D.Va bomb out from Dork Shadow. Dork does manage to connect with two. Lucio and Winston going down. Rally comes out from Wolf, but it might be a little too late right now. 98%. They are all over this point. Team No Sleep doing a fantastic job. 6 people there ready to go. Lucio drops the beat. That sound barrier is going to absolutely stuff any other opportunities. Then Mirage is just throwing people at the point, trying to make something happen, but it's going to be, oh my goodness, one more time. Hammond does manage to touch. I thought that was going to be it. That being said, overtime ticking away now, and they are just trying beyond trying to do anything. It's all just stall tactics at this point. Objective has been secured. Team No Sleep going to get the first point in this particular map.
They are. Now, you have to wonder that if going back to spawn, everyone's swapping, do you think that had a play maybe in their time? Maybe, possibly.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a risk, of course. I mean, you do need to, if your current strategy isn't working out, if it looks like you're being countered, if you don't feel you're getting the value that you need, then of course you need to start talking about team swaps and hero swaps. And that is so, so important. But as you've already mentioned, giving up that ultimate percentage can be devastating. Every time you swap heroes and go back to 0%, you are in theory saying, well, it was more important to give up any ult charge I've got because my hero is just not working for me right now. And, it may have been smart by Mirage, but in the end, obviously, we saw Team No Sleep pull off a really solid first point on this first map.
And we do have an interesting composition coming in. We've got a Hog, an Ashe, and an Orisa for Mirage.
Yeah, absolutely. So Orissa's on both sides. And Dubs very quickly getting that pick on Olive. First pick going towards Team No Sleep's favor. And now you can see they get another before. It does look like swaps now going back and forth, but it's Team No Sleep that manages to cap first. And it looks good for them right now. Team No Sleep doing an absolutely stellar job of controlling that point, holding on tight. And you can see that Wolf even has to just jump off the map and say, hey, let me reset with my team. We need to figure something out. And well, now is their opportunity. If they're gonna do something, this would be the time to do it.
And coming in, we do have the amplification matrix for Mirage eSports.
Bushy bot though using sight so that they have that nice advantage as a Widow. The sight's really, you can't speak strongly enough about how good it is. They do manage to hit with that hook, but Bushy bot taking out D7 very quickly, and Ashe being out of that fight is going to be the major contesting point for the Widow. And now you can see over here we've got, it looks like Hog trying to move in, trying to do some sort of damage. But once again, Dubs and Bushybot doing a great job from a distance, just landing shot after shot, causing all sorts of damage and just not allowing Mirage eSports to move in. You can see Orisa goes ahead, drops that supercharger as well, trying to keep the team a little more damaged, but it's not going to be enough. And Team No Sleep right now is all over this. They are doing a great job. One person from Mirage eSports managing to get onto the point, trying to flip it over, but not going to be able to do it by themselves. It's a little too little, too late, and already now up to 77% for Team No Sleep.
These two snipers are causing quite an issue for Mirage eSports. They're going to need to find a way to get in. Maybe swap a few things up. Maybe a Tracer or a Sombra.
You even have to wonder if it's almost worth changing things, your entire team composition up, despite having to give up some ultimate charge. Again, it comes to that classic question, is it worth it or not? And now we can see they're going ahead, they're getting onto that point. Thor does what he can, but is taken out very quickly by Sock, and that is not going to be good if you're a Mirage eSports fan right now. All the picks so far going Team No Sleep's direction. All they've managed to do, Ashe got rid of the supercharger for Team No Sleep, but all in all, a very triumphant first map, I should say. That's going for Team No Sleep, winning that one 2-0. Doing a great job, of showing why they are ranked where they are. Now you can see our play of the game by Bushybot doing an awesome job on the Genji, managing to slice and dice his way to victory. Does an absolutely awesome job. C-Funk, I hate to say that you and we both went ahead. We predicted Mirage. Diane in the back probably having a good laugh right now because she, of course, called for Team No Sleep. Not the start that we were expecting, I suppose, but nonetheless, still not as one-sided as it could have been. And I think there's lots of opportunities for them to come back. What would you recommend, C-Funk, if you were Mirage right now? What would you do a little bit differently to maybe have a different result coming into the next map?
I understand wanting to group up and go in as a team because that is your strongest option every time. But it seemed like every time we did a group up, it was just a little bit of a slow roll. Maybe just speed up the group ups just a little bit faster, making those decisions just a little bit more quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. And then on top of that, I'd like to include as well, I think that when they are going to commit to those hero changes, understanding it very quickly and committing to that hero change right away, ASAP, because as soon as they do it, well, first off, the less time you're wasting giving up those ult charges that you work so hard to gain. And then also, of course, giving yourself a little extra time on the preferred hero selection. So just identifying quickly, yes, we are going to need to do some swaps, and here we go with them. So that was our again our first map, and that was Control. Now we're gonna get word again in just a moment here for what our next map is. I'm actually, as I'm saying it, I'm being yelled at. It's Rialto that we're gonna be going into next. So again, we may be seeing different strategies. Again, Mirage Esports, so well known for trying out different
Mhm.
things, saying let's try something new. Rialto, you know you love Rialto, C Funk. Um,
I do love Rialto. It is an escort map, so
yes.
that changes things up a bit. Maybe if you weren't as strong on control, maybe your like preferred map is an escort map.
Yeah,
Never know.
absolutely. Absolutely. And that's, of course, the real truth with Overwatch. There being so many different
Hmm.
maps, and that because they're, of course, adding new maps all the time as well.
Hmm.
But with there being so many different maps, it's so hard for every team to be an absolute all star on every single map. So sometimes you do see certain maps and certain strategies appearing that they're just a little more comfortable with. And you have to wonder, is because the losing team does choose the map, you have to wonder if Mirage is feeling very confident in this map, and maybe if they have a bit more of a unique strategy to break out here that you and I get to take the in-depth look at in just a minute here.
I think that's going to be an exciting thing to see, but I do expect to see a Lucio on this map just because those canals are, great areas to push people off to. I mean,
Yeah,
you can't
absolutely.
you can't avoid that. But I am expecting a Lucio on this map. What kind of heroes would you like to see?
You know, I gotta tell you, I always say this that I love the standard. I'm like the one person on the planet that loves the triple tank, triple support meta. That being said, I do agree that having things like boops, having maybe an Orisa there to try and pull the characters off, and
Hmm.
as well to set up that really strong defense. I'd love to see that. There's again a million different possibilities, a million different strategies. I've seen people try and pull dive off here. I never try and pull dive off because that means you have to coordinate with your team, which is all
Yep.
sorts of difficulties for me. But
Hmm.
but again, I would love to see that. We've talked about seeing even a pirate ship style on this map.
Hmm.
I think that would be kind of neat. There's so many different strategies, so many different ways the teams can approach this, and that's what again I love about this game so much, and what I love about the Proving Grounds arena. We don't have just one meta. We see anything and everything. Heck, we may even see Farah again for more of those boops.
I actually expect to see some snipers from No Sleep again. Potentially go
Yes.
ahead and get those early picks. But it does look like our teams are ready. So no more anticipation on what they're going to pick. We get to see
We
it.
got to see it live and firsthand. So let's jump into it one more time. Let's make sure we're in Rialto here. And it looks like there may have been just a small 1 second, guys. Map selection sometimes is a different thing. We're gonna swap that over right now. It was still bringing us into Nepal, and let's have that fixed real quickly for you at home. But yeah, no, you're right. We did see the snipers so effective from Team No Sleep. Again, they Mirage just wasn't able to get in, and just those big chunks of damage coming down from
Mhm.
the Widow and from the Hanzo. It was basically impossible for Mirage to ever move in and to take control of that point again as soon as they had lost it. So
Yes.
again, I guess at this point, it's just going to be seeing which team pulls out what strategy, and how well the other team decides to adapt. And there's one of those beautiful canals that you talk so much about, C Funk.
Yeah, just a small step in the wrong direction and into the water you go, taking a
Again,
quick dip.
a quick dip, a quick swim. Certain characters you think would be able to swim, but one thing we all know and we all love to talk about here on TPG Arena is Divas not able to swim. At that big
No.
mech, we got to see that thanks to Team Wasted Potential, one of their original members, Warp, managing to just take a little sidestep to the left, falling off into the canal, and well, hey, the rest is history. The rest becomes a good meme, as they like to say. So
That is interesting strategies coming out from Mirage Esports. It looks like we've got one tank, Orisa, and
mhm.
quite a few DPS going on.
Yeah, and it's important to note that Mirage Esports in the blue currently on defense. So yeah, interesting that they're going to just be running the single tank. Really cool strategies. Guys, for those just joining us right now, my name's Bloomer. Joining me, it's C-Funk, and we are so far watching an awesome match between Mirage Esports and Team No Sleep. We saw Team No Sleep go ahead and win the first map. We're at 1-0 Team No Sleep over Mirage Esports. And now as we enter into Nepal, we're about to see what happens. Dork Shadow takes some damage right away, as is Bushy Bot. Lots of damage being chunked away by the Farah on Mirage Esports.
And
And now you can see.
I do love where the Farah is actually at. The Widow not able to really get some sight lines on Thor in the sky, causing some damage.
Yeah, absolutely. So smart and aware. Oh, and there's the first pick going from Mirage Esports. Team No Sleeps losing their Widow, and that's going to be a big one to start things off here. And now you can see Wolf also following up, taking out Sock on the Winston. So that's going to be enough right now that Team No Sleep is going to want to, again, regroup. That you can see them hanging out in spawn, just planning out their move, planning out their strategy. And you can also see now Mirage Esports has that sight, so they know exactly where Team No Sleep is and where they're going, what their strategy are. And you can see now as they try and filter to that right, Thor doing an absolutely awesome job spamming lots and lots of damage. Coco having to res Lucid on that Lucio early on. And now you can see, again, Olive actually getting the pick on Sock, followed up very quickly. It's the skull on Narissa taking out the D.Va, at least the D.Va mech, and Dorkshaw has to jump off. And oh, look at that, though. Bushybot manages to take out robots while trying to get that res off. That's going to be another potentially big pick, as It's the Skull pulls with Orisa, the soldier, off the map.
And Coco having to run a little bit further to get back to their team. They only have a Zen for heals.
Supercharger comes out, but another huge couple picks by Bushybot. Bushybot popping off right now, getting two. That is going to give them an opportunity to run this payload forward more than a little bit. Coco goes ahead, pops the Valkyrie, trying to help out. And you can see now it is all picks going for Team No Sleep. They actually managed to get three more, as well as taking out that Supercharger. And now you can see they are just pushing forward. They're trying to make some room for the payload. And I don't know when Mirage Esports is going to be trying to do that last moment touch. Again, now total swaps here. Mirage Esports actually running three tanks now. They have the Hog, Orisa, and D.Va ready to go in. And there you can see they're doing that last second contest before that first checkpoint.
Oh, that was close.
All sorts of picks, though, very quickly from Team No Sleep, and they very easily win that fight out. Whole team kill, you can hear it. No problems whatsoever. Again, maybe a little bit sloppy on that engaged Mirage Esports, but that's all right, because they're going to have a lot of opportunities to join back up, group back up, and make a proper stand.
It's true, and if we look up at our ultimate percentage, we do have a few ultimates coming online for both teams.
Yes, and a big pick from Wolf right away onto Bushybot. That's going to be a great way for Mirage Esports to try and stabilize here a little bit. Although, again, that Widow, you've got to be so careful, because she doesn't have to be right in the fight to be causing devastation. So they'll have to keep paying attention to that, as Wolf gets another pick, this time on Winston. Winston does have to be a little bit closer for the fight to provide value. So that's going to be more than enough for Mirage Esports to keep chasing Team No Sleep away. And now you can see Team No Sleep probably going to have to do some sort of group up. Ooh, Bushybot being caught on his own once again, this time by Thor on the D.Va.
And as a Widow, it is good. They can be further back, but once they start moving further forward, they are a slower moving character.
Yeah, and now you can see they actually went ahead and used the D.Va bomb on Team No Sleep, because they're going to be swapping over to the Sombra. So again, that was Dork Shadow. Just go ahead, dropped a quick ultimate off at the spawn, said, hey, check this out, and then made the swap over. And now you can see Lucid dropping that beat, using that sound barrier from Lucio to try and initiate for the team. Already ran through, though, and not a lot of movement on that. Not a lot, but here we go nonetheless. The team's kind of running into each other in all sorts of different areas. Again, it's this new meta with Hammonds. They are all over the map, and you can see, oh, a couple of big picks. First, Bushybot managing to take out the Orisa, and then Dubs with an absolute huge Tracer Bomb, going to go ahead and take out both the Zenyatta and the Baptiste. A huge ultimate. Both characters had to force to go back to spawn and not able to use their ultimate. It's going to make a huge difference on payload motion once again. And you can see now how close Team No Sleep is to getting into that second checkpoint. And Mirage eSports just doing everything they can to slow it down.
And you have to look.
Couple of ults coming out, this time from It's the Skull and from Robots, and that's going to be enough, hopefully, as all the picks going Mirage's way right now, pushing Team No Sleep off and giving them one last opportunity to hold before they hit that second checkpoint.
Dubs is swapping onto the Zarya.
Yeah,
and
lots of hero swaps going on today.
Bushy is now on the Brig as well.
Yeah, you can see it looks like they're going to be going into a traditional 3-tank, 3-support here. Team No Sleep wants to make something happen here. They know what's a good way for them to move in, but you can see ultimates coming out. Diva Bomb does not connect. Bushybot managed to take out Robots. I believe it was his immortality field. And now picks going. Wolf taking out the Lucio, but Sock very quickly charging into Wolf and taking him out as well. 1-for-1 trades. And now you can see Mirage eSports still doing everything they can to stabilize. Diva going up to that high ground. Robots doing everything they can to keep him up and alive. Well, Thor, again, such a powerful character. There goes the Diva mech, though. That could be big. Immortality fields back out. Oh, couple of big picks, though. This time, again, going Team No Sleep's favor. Diva's down. That is a huge character to be losing right now. You can see trying to move in closer onto the Hog. Wolf doing a great job, though, pushing everyone back with the ult. There's the Diva Bomb. It is huge, taking out Zen and Baptiste and giving more than enough room for Team No Sleep to get to that second checkpoint.
And they do have 1 minute and 23 seconds to get it to that checkpoint. Oh, well, to the third checkpoint, sorry.
That's right. They got to complete this map. Now, it is a very difficult map to complete. Again, there's so many different corners that defense can hold on here. Mirage eSports knows they don't want to see a full map completion because, well, that means they're going to have to do the same. Big Shatter, though, connects with 3 at least. Olive comes out with that Zenyatta's trance in order to try and keep the team alive. Does a great job, and Wolf is the one to get the first pick, this time on Bushybot on that Brigitte. And now you can see that the Zarya's grab is out, and oh! Absolute chaos. Beautifully well done. That grab is a massive ult, manages to connect with pretty much the whole team. And then you send Orion into left click. And well, there you see it. Round 1 complete with still a little bit of time left in the time bank as well, C-Funk.
Mm-hmm. That is going to be about 40 seconds they do have remaining on that time. So we just need a full map completion. And then if we go into our retake of the map, really, they've got 40 seconds.
Yeah, they got 40 seconds, and
of
course that would be pushing it up to a full minute typically. So if Mirage has more time than a minute, they'll just get an additional 20 seconds on top of that as well. But that being said, Team No Sleep must be happy with that. Again, this is a very difficult map to complete, and they managed to do it with a little bit of time left in the time bank. There were a few moments that Mirage eSports looked absolutely stellar on defense. They did a great job separating, getting picks that were so key, so important. But in the end, of course, as already mentioned, we saw the full map completion from Team No Sleep, and now Mirage has to do the exact same thing if they want to have any chance of staying in this map. And realistically, if they go down this one, down 2-0, they want to do something big if they want to stay in tonight's matchup as well.
And looking up at our team composition, we do have an interesting team coming out on attack. Looks like we've got an Orisa, about what, 2-3 stars really. Some spam damage from Farah, and of course the Mercy for some main power boosts going on.
You know, I would question it, but Mirage eSports has proven to me in the past that they are absolute professionals. They know exactly what they're doing. And look at that, Thor potentially gonna have a big play. Doesn't manage to get the boop off on the entire team. You can see Team No Sleep was holding very closely, but they're doing a lot of damage. And there you can see a huge anti-nade from Olive, and now all the follow-up. Again, D7 and Thor doing incredible jobs, just spamming that damage down. And now there's only 2 members left of Team No Sleep Sleep rather, holding this initial defense point. Now just the mini diva, which they're going to clean up quickly. And then you can imagine Mirage Esports going to start moving forward, keeping one, maybe two on the payload, but really trying to capture as much of this space as possible. And a matter of fact, Thor already moving very, very far forward on that Pharah, trying so hard to get any cheeky little boops, and now working again those angles. Already has ultimate ready to go. Oh, and a big Sombra hack. This time it again is on Thor, who's taken out by Dubs. Hanzo doing a great job again, just really showing off the aim and the ability of Team No Sleep here. And it's caused enough that they're trying to play a little further back. Oh, Wolf Mirage Esports though does a great job popping off, takes out three. Quickly though, Widow, Bushybot doing a great job trying to take out the Widow Bow, but Wolf just absolutely on a tear until that moment. Bushy does a great job taking him out, but Ana with that sleep, Olive doing a great job there, taking out the Widow, and quickly Robots goes ahead and reses the Hanzo. So they're back in this fight, and once again now, oh, look at the double kill there. Thor taken out by Dubs, D7 taken out Dubs though at the same time, and they do manage to make it to that first checkpoint.
And they made it quite quickly. They do have 4 minutes and 36 seconds to make it to their second checkpoint. And they've got quite a few ultimates in their bank to do it.
Absolutely. Team No Sleep, though, doing a great job grouping back up, trying to find a nice angle where they're comfortable holding. You can see the Widows getting into that Widow fight 1v1 as one of the most incredibly high technical skill fights there is. There come the Dragons from Wolf. He's shooting them up into the air. You can see it looks like picks are going Mirage's way right now. Dubs, though, does manage to pick off the Orisa. You never want to be pushing forward without a main tank, but this might be the one time it's okay. Never mind, says Mercy. Robots going ahead, getting that res. It's the Skull goes ahead and finishes off Diva's mech, and Wolf so fast again on that Hanzo, doing an absolutely awesome job managing to take that mini Diva out right away. And now you can see again, Wolf, his name all over that kill feed, C-Funk, is it seems like he's just almost every pick going Mirage's way is Wolf on that Hanzo. And just proving my point one more time, taking out that Genji. They already have got it now to that second tick with 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left in the time bank. So they've got to be feeling good about their push so far.
They are, and they're leaving all of the Ana on the payload, doing a great job, might I add, of healing the team and throwing those antis, basically, anti-heals for the other team.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, what a powerful ability. The anti-nade is just so strong, and what a great utility of Ana's again. There comes the beat drop from Lucid, keeping his team alive and well. Got all 6 members with that, but it looks like so far, only thing that's happened is Sock falls asleep. Bushybot gets taken out as well, this time by the Widow. Great job. Out come the Dragons. Dragons doing some damage, but not managing to take anyone out. It's the Skull, though, says, it's my turn to shine, and Zen taken out as well as that Diva mech. You can see Wolf trying to cause damage one more time. Oh, there we go. Takes out Sock on that Rhine, and it is looking phenomenal for Mirage Esports right now. Diva taken out, and you can see that supercharger making everyone do a lot of damage. And there you go. It looks like Dubs slept, hooked, and just a lot of crowd control. Now they need to try and do a last second touch here. It's very close to the finish line, but not there yet. And Team No Sleep managing to get out. There's still a little bit of movement. There's the Diva bomb. A lot of picks going Mirage's way. They did manage to take out the Widow, but it's not going to be enough to stop Mirage's incredible attack on that one. What an unbelievable job making a difficult map look easy.
They did a great job coming in at 3 minutes and 56 seconds. That does give No Sleep 1 minute to get to the next checkpoint.
Yeah, absolutely. So with 3 minutes, 56 seconds, that does sound and truthfully is a huge time bank advantage for Mirage Esports, but you can't count out Team No Sleep yet. Again, they've done such a great job of adapting and recognizing what Mirage is pulling out there and saying, we got to change up our strategies to make this work. And all they need to do is keep someone on that payload. Overtime continues on for as long as somebody on their team is on the payload. So even though they only have a minute, they in theory could clear this whole map. Now they do have to have a pretty incredible run to do it, but we have seen stranger things happen here in TPG Arena.
We most certainly have. Oh, it does
Oh,
look like we have a swap from an Orisa onto a Winston for no sleep.
yeah, it looks like Team No Sleep is going to be getting ready to try and run again a bit more heavy of a dive composition here. They're trying to identify again the fact that Mirage is probably going to be running bunker. They want to jump in. They want to displace them as quickly as they can.
Mhm.
Again, they've seen what Mirage did on the defense on point A already. They know kind of what to expect. Let's just try and make this so it works in their favor as quickly as possible, is what they're saying. And now you can see already Mirage Esports backing up, trying to give up a little bit of space to keep their team alive. They know it's so important, this first fight, who gets those first picks. And you can see Mirage on the Widow doing a great job. D7 taking out both Widow and Mercy. And now Wolf getting his name back onto that kill feed as the Hanzo taking out Lucio. And now you can see with only 23 seconds remaining, it's looking rougher and rougher for Team No Sleep on this particular map.
They do need to group up and push. They can do it.
They definitely can. And with 10 seconds left, you can see they don't have to go too far to touch the payload. Getting on the payload last moment's not a big issue. No, a huge pick from the Widow onto Thor. That's going to give them an opportunity now to move forward. And that's exactly what Team No Sleep needed, that opening pick to do a great job. And now Sock on Winston taking out the Mercy as well. Giving up those Mercy heals as well is going to be a massive opportunity for Team No Sleep to move forward. And now you can see the swaps have been made.
They are in overtime.
Nuts! Nutty! Dragons from Wolf. I keep saying his name. I can't stop it because look at all the kills he's getting. He is doing exactly what a DPS needs to do. No opportunities even to talk about what a great job the Widow's doing as well. Wow! Hanzo and Widow all over that kill feed, but that 3-man Dragons, that's a play of the game ready moment right there if I've ever seen one, C-Funk.
Well, and it came at a great time. The team was in overtime. They wanted to stay on the payload. And it's hard to stay on the payload when you've got some dragons coming at you.
Yeah, well, that is absolutely the truth. You know, you can only stand in those dragons for a very short amount of time before you have to make your way back to spawn. That being said, 3 minutes, 56 seconds. That's how far they have to push the payload. You can see it. And now you can see that beautiful yellow box that shows you exactly how far Mirage needs to push it in order to bring this matchup back to 1 map apiece. And of course, we've got Team No Sleep doing everything in their power to prevent that for 4 minutes. You have to wonder now, C-Funk. Wolf on the Hanzo. I guess it's probably pronounced Daisy. Daisy on the Widow. They have been doing an incredible job. They are just, for lack of better words, they are popping off. Do you think we're going to be seeing a lot of this double sniper tonight?
I think so. Oh, I think so. It even looks like they swapped onto the Ana, or no, not Ana, Ash from the Widow. So many A names in this game.
It's, you know, and they all are just these people that shoot from a distance. It's crazy. And there you can see again Daisy trying to do everything they can, but the Bastion, Dubs on the Bastion, playing a very strong bunker combination right now. They want to hold them at that first point. They do not want to give up an inch, you can tell. And very, very quickly, you can see that it's Mirage Esports having to come up with a different strategy, trying to go a different road. And oh, but 2 big picks. Thor and Daisy both getting on the board. The Baptiste and the Bastion down. You can hear Mercy goes ahead, reses that Bastion back up. They know they need that Bastion. It was an all or nothing strategy going with the stationary Bastion character. And it looks like, oh, massive. First, we see Bushybot managing to take out 2 on the Hanzo, but then Thor goes ahead and knocks Dubs off the map. That is going to be huge again for the attacking team. They have that much closer spawn advantage, and you can see Thor already with that ultimate ready to do some damage. He just needs an opportunity, but Bushybot once again getting another pick all over that kill feed, doing an incredible job in every role they take, every character that can cause some damage. They are doing everything they can to get picks, and Dubs taking out Daisy this time, and also following up on Wolf.
And looking up at our ultimate economy, we have 3 available for No Sleep, 3 ultimates. And looking at Mirage Esports, they have
Oh,
got
and a big pick though from BushyBot before we can even go anywhere. It's the Skull needs to regroup with their team and try and make something happen with only 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Now you can see BushyBot looks like he might be going for a bit of a fun angle here. No, he decides to get back behind his tanks, and now he's going on his side quest, and Wolf looks to be doing something very similar. There's one dragons, and it looks like Thor is taken out by BushyBot in this particular situation. And now Wolf goes ahead, cuts it from this angle. Robots was taken out by BushyBot as well on that Mercy, and BushyBot just causing havoc and chaos amongst Mirage Esports right now. That was 3 picks, and now, despite almost having 4 minutes to start things off, down to only a minute 30 left.
They do have a pretty solid hold here. You're gonna need to go to spawn and regroup Mirage Esports.
Yes, that being said, you can see all of the different ultimates currently in Mirage Esports Bank. They have the tools to win this. They just got to make it happen. And Wolf getting that pick on BushyBot to start things off is going to be massively huge. Mirage Esports knows this is their opportunity to push forward. There's the immortality field as well as that supercharger. But oh, look at that. Couple of picks going both ways. But so far, I was about to say going Mirage Esports way, and then all of a sudden, Team No Sleep comes back. It gets 3 picks back. But it's Daisy now doing all sorts of work, trying to pull out away from that D.Va. D.Va trying to get really in Daisy's face, trying to cause some damage, but manages to stay alive. Oh, he says before Dubs goes ahead, takes him out, 200 HP, one shot. Sorry about that one. Daisy, though, did manage to get the D.Va out of mech first. And, well, you can see once again, payload still not moving as much as they want it to. And a lot of members of Team No Sleep there to defend, block, and oh, look at Dubs just landing shot after shot. Robots having to res Wolf to have any opportunity to try and win this fight out.
15 seconds they need to touch.
Oh, and Daisy taken out this time again by Dubs. Dubs doing an insane job on Widowmaker right now, just landing shot after shot after shot. And now, oh, BushyBot goes ahead, uses those dragons one more time. It's looking good. They managed to take out the Orisa as well as Dubs taking out Thor on that Roadhog. A lot of people are purple though right now, that anti-nade. Robots gets the res on Thor, giving them an opportunity to try and stay in this. It is contested on the point though, and you can see Daisy trying to cause some damage from that side. They need to keep people on there though. Overtime running out very quickly. They do manage to get back on. Picks going all Team No Sleep's direction. And would you believe it? A 4-minute or nearly a 4-minute hold there. Unbelievably well done by Team No Sleep. You know, I got to tell you, I didn't expect that to happen. And here we go. Team No Sleep doing an incredible job. And you can see play the game going to sock on Reinhardt, my main man Ryan. And there you can see just hold and left click into that Zarya grab, doing a lot of damage, and overall an amazing job.
It was a great hold. Very, I don't want to say very unexpected, but you know, 4 minutes. That's a long time to hold.
You know, it's never easy to in these high pressure situations where you need to well, I guess they didn't need to in the sense that they still have other maps, but they needed it because they want that dominant advantage at the beginning. And well, it's never easy holding for 4 minutes before giving up 1 point, and yet we saw it again. Team No Sleep doing an incredible job. I need to take a quick mention though of the snipers on both sides, C-Funk. Oh my gosh. The Hanzo and the Widow play from both teams has been absolutely stellar, and I'm just so impressed by it.
Dare I say it, killing it? Oh,
They're killing it, literally and figuratively. Absolutely. Now, I do want to go ahead and let's bring Diane back in here because that way we can get that expert analysis on those first 2 maps. Diane, there she is. Diane, how do you feel? How do you feel so far about what we've seen, and more importantly, the individual performances? Now, hold on. I'm just.
Sorry
there
about
we go.
that. I was muted. But
That's okay.
as for the individual performances, I really thought that Olive's Ana was really good with the anti-nades and especially the sleeps on Winston when he was diving in. That was Team No Sleep's Winston.
Yes.
And I felt like because of the Ana, it was really hard for Winston to go in, and that's why dive didn't work as well for Team No Sleep. But once they swapped to the Rissa Hog, it worked out a lot better just because they didn't need to dive in, and they stayed in a stationary area. And Baptiste in that specific comp, I thought it wasn't going to work out, but they played it really well. They played together inside the lamp, and they made it work.
Absolutely. Now, we were talking about all over that kill feed. We saw the Hanzos and the Widows. Now, obviously, DPS characters, we probably should see them in the kill feed a little more often, say, than the Mercies. But how did you feel about the performances from both teams? And did you feel that one of the teams maybe had the advantage as far as those ranged DPS characters?
Yeah, I felt like Team No Sleep definitely had the advantage in that third little defense area there, just because Widow was making so much room. I know that they were losing that second to last fight in the beginning, but because Widow was still alive, the team couldn't push up as much as they could have, and that's why they ended up ultimately losing the fight because everyone just got back together, regrouped, and they couldn't push.
Yes. And both teams obviously doing a great job, but so far we've been seeing Team No Sleep doing a great job. Diane, you predicted this at the beginning of tonight's matchup. You said, I actually think Team No Sleep 3-0. C Funk and I, trying to peer pressure you, said, no, 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 it's going to be Mirage Esports. Mirage, we've seen in the past, they've been a very, very strong contender. They've been a very good team. We thought that would probably be shining through again tonight. Even if you look at the SR difference, Mirage technically approximately 100 SR higher on if you look at the full team scope. But Team No Sleep again doing such an incredible job. Do you think that going into our final map, well, not potentially our final map, do you think this will be our last? Or do you think that we're going to see Mirage Esports shake off the jitters? Remember that, hey, yeah, this is for a huge cash prize tonight's win, but we need to just put away our nerves, make this happen. Do you think they're going to come back at all?
Well, I'm not really sure because sometimes the cash prize can actually make the nerves go a lot more up. So
That's fair.
it could be really difficult for them. But we never know until we'll see it. I'm still rooting for Team No Sleep. I'm part of that team.
There you go. Now, if though I know you're secretly saying, well, hey, if Team No Sleep wins, I get to look psychic tonight. But is there anything that you would recommend if you were in Mirage's coaching staff right now? Is there anything that you would tell them right now? Maybe this is what we need to work on. This is what we need to tighten up going into these next half of tonight's matchup.
Well, I think that they could change their composition up because I know that Daisy is getting a lot of picks, but sometimes it's just not enough because they do have two snipers. So even if Daisy gets one pick on, let's say, Widow, there's still Hanzo that he needs to take care of. And I feel like I want to see maybe a Genji just to help out Daisy a bit, or a Tracer, just something to help him out in the back line.
Awesome. And now again, for those wondering at home, why would you recommend a Genji or a Tracer as somebody to help deal with this incredibly powerful sniper lineup that Team No Sleep has been bringing forward so far?
Well, because Genji, he has his deflect. He's more going into the back line to disrupt the Widow and or Hanzo that they have. And also the fact that the enemy team doesn't have a support ultimate such as um, what was it, Zenyatta or Lucio to counter his ult.
Yes,
There is the
absolutely.
Baptiste field, but honestly, it gets killed in one swipe by the Nanoblade. So
Wow, and that tells you right there. Again, what a powerful ability that can potentially be. But you're also right with a little focus fire, as we like to call it, lamp gets taken out so quickly. And I always like to say that I love lamp, but at the same time, you have to be placing it very, very smartly because it is such a long cooldown. And to be taking Baptiste as one of your six characters, more or less because of it, it can be a very risky way of playing, and especially as you mentioned, if they're not running any other defensive ultimates such as a Lucio or a Zenyatta. Now, I'm going to ask both of you, ladies. I'm going to start with you, C Funk. We both said we think Mirage Esports is going to come out with the victory tonight. You've seen the first two maps so far. Are you going to stick with them? Are you staying with your team, or are you going to be doing the flip flop today?
I'm staying with my team. team. Remember, I said 3-2, so these are the
There you
two.
go. I like your attitude. Very loyal. I appreciate that. Diane, you said 3-0 for Team No Sleep. So far, you're right on pace. Are you going to change anything up with this prediction, or are you sticking to your guns?
Well, as long as Team No Sleep keeps getting those picks, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay on their team.
That's very fair. And even though there's a side of me that doesn't want to say this, I gotta tell you, after watching those first two maps, I'm starting to. I hate being the guy who flips over. I hate to be the one that goes to the dark side. But I gotta tell you, Team No Sleep is looking fantastic. They are so strong. And again, we knew that they were a good team coming in tonight. There was never a doubt in our minds that they were going to be absolutely doing a great job. But I would say, for me going that I thought Mirage was going to win in 4, I am now changing my mind. I'm going to say Team No Sleep wins in 4. And that's my new prediction.
Alrighty. Well, we have heard from the casters. Let's hear from you in chat. What do
Yes.
you think? And our next map for the night is going to be Junkertown.
Junkertown, an awesome map to see, no doubt about it. Again, lots of strategies. But Diane, before I let you go, really quickly, what do you want to see from both teams on Junkertown?
I don't really want to see it, but I think I will see a Bastion probably on attack and then maybe even on defense to counter it. We will see.
It is the number one way, it seems, to counter a Bastion, is to put a Bastion of your own that can get set up just a little bit quicker. With that, Diane, thank you again so much for joining us for this halftime show, giving us this opportunity to hear from your expert opinion and get a little more in-depth look at what's been going on so far in tonight's matchup.
Well, thank you for having me.
Always appreciated. And with that, I'm not sure, but C-Funk, do you think the teams are just about ready for us?
I heard the teams are ready.
If you've heard the teams are ready, if you're ready, I'm ready. Chat, let us know that you're ready as well. We appreciate all the hype. Really quickly, before we jump in, we will just throw it out there. We want to thank you for your support. As always, if you want to get involved, join in our Discord. You can check the links below. You can also !Discord in the chat, and you'll be able to get involved, whether you're a player, own a team, manage a team, coach a team, just want to get involved in TPG Arena. We'd love to have you guys. And make sure, of course, if you are enjoying tonight's content, what I want you to do, I want you to hit that follow button. We are such a new production, C-Funk. We don't even have the requirements yet as far as the amount of different separate streams to get affiliate status here on Twitch. But you guys hitting that follow button, knowing when we're live, hitting that notification bell really makes all the difference in the world to us. And we appreciate you so much for being one of the very first people to get involved here in the Proving Grounds Arena. And I'm now getting actually that the teams are ready to go. So let's jump into the gameplay and see a little Junkertown action. And here we go. So once again, for anyone just joining us right this moment, welcome in. My name's Bloomer, and joining me is my incredible co-caster, C-Funk, and you're joining us midway through an incredible matchup tonight between Mirage eSports and Team No Sleep. Tonight's matchup is a best of 5, aka a first to 3 maps. And so far, Team No Sleep has gone ahead and won the first 2 maps. They are just 1 match away from pulling out tonight's victory. And of course, tonight's grand prize, cold hard cash.
That is right. I'm excited to see what heroes they're gonna have. I do hope that we do see a Tracer. I would like to see a Tracer.
All I know is we can't see a hog or a Junkrat because it says do not admit specifically. And, we can't have that. We can't have either of those characters. And if I was a meta ago, I could have made a joke that we wouldn't have seen those characters. But sadly, well, maybe not so sadly, depending if you like Hog, we have been seeing more and more of him paired up with that Orisa. And who knows if we're going to see it today. Matter of fact, you can actually see, assuming that he's not trying to throw us through some sort of debate, Thor going to be locking onto that Roadhog one more time on the defense. Guys, it's Team Mirage eSports in the blue on defense to start things off here on Junkertown. Team No Sleep in the red going to be attacking. And Mirage eSports needs to go ahead. They need to calm down. They need to focus. And they need to play a very good, tight game of Overwatch if they want to stay in this with a chance to win the big prize pool at the end of tonight.
And it does look like we still have those double snipers. We have Olive back on that. Anna is doing a great job in Rialto.
Yeah,
See if
and as Diane mentioned earlier, big on those sleeps and huge with those anti-nades. And oh, look at that. Daisy very quickly gets a pick on Lucid. But then you can see now BushyBot going ahead responding. Bushy doing an absolutely stellar job tonight, doing amazing work in those sniper versus sniper battles. You can see both Mercies having to use their res to bring their team back up. And not surprisingly, Dubs on that Bastion, causing some work here, doing some work here for Team No Sleep. Now you can see Wolf almost taken out, but manages to get brought back up by robots. Thor takes some damage, but it's the Skull going down first. Technically, thanks to Sock finishing it off. But again, Dubs on that Bastion doing a lot of work. Daisy does manage to take out Mercy. Coco taken down, but the rest of the picks going Team No Sleep's direction, which you have to think is exactly what they're wanting and exactly what Mirage Esports wanted to avoid coming into this third map.
Yes, getting that Bastion is doing a look.
And look at that already, guys. They got that first checkpoint, and despite everything happening, ults being wasted because of stuns, and oh my goodness, so good right now. Team No Sleep is looking absolutely stellar on the attack here. You can see that Immortality Field is out, keeping the team alive. Dubs almost taken out, but Immortality Field from Lucid does a great job keeping the team alive. Lucid is taken out, but you can see now it is again Bushy on that Hanzo, getting pick after pick. Coco tries to go ahead, get the res off on the Baptiste, and Dubs quickly responds one more time, one more pick, this time on the Hanzo, and poor Wolf having to make that journey back from spawn one more time.
And Daisy swapping off onto that Sombra, hopefully doing a little bit of a secrecy and behind.
Oh, and there you can see the hack on the Bastion. Such a smart way to try and displace the Bastion, but very smart. Dubs runs back, understands the further back I am, the less likely I am to be taken out. Goes ahead, pops that ultimate, and it's the Skull's ult very quickly taking out that Orisa supercharger as well. Now you can see Dubs does manage to take out Wolf, and wow, Payload once again reaching that second checkpoint in no time at all. Team No Sleep still has 5.5 minutes as they begin this third point.
This third point can be a little bit more difficult though, with the sight lines from above looking down as the payload goes around the corner.
This is true, and not to mention that defender's spawn advantage does start to come into play here, but right now Team No Sleep has been doing just such a very powerful job of that, I guess we can call it bunker, but really that pirate ship style. Wolf though does manage to use the dragons to take out two, both the Mercy and the Bastion, and finally Bastion being very displaced, and oh, nicely followed up as well. Mirage Esports going to be able to stabilize here, stopping that payload right around the corner there. And, well, hopefully that's going to be enough for them to try and start eating some time off the clock, because so far, Team No Sleep has basically looked unstoppable.
They have been looking very strong, but we did just see basically a 4-minute hold on the last map. Let's see if Mirage Esports can do a 4-minute hold.
Oh, and a big EMP there from the Sombra. Daisy connecting with the entire team, and it should be basically cleanup at this point. Mirage Esports doing a great job of doing just that. And again, the longer it takes for them to clean up but keep getting picks, the better it is for them. Now you can see Wolf is trying to just poke out a little more, trying to get Dubs down, almost manages to, but not quite. And that sadly is just going to end up equaling more ultimate charge for the healers on Team No Sleep. You can see Wolf getting ready to line up. There it is, the Dragons coming out. Who's it going to hit? Managed to take out Coco on the Lucio, and that's it though. But it's enough that it's keeping Team No Sleep up on this high ground, stalled out, and now Wolf building up that ult charge again as quickly as they possibly can. Already back up to 30%. Absolutely awesome aim coming out here. And there comes the Diva Bomb from Dork. It's gonna go ahead. It connects with Wolf. Wolf getting a little too far up ahead though. Thor manages to take out Sock with that whole hog though. That's a big pick. Again, it's very hard to push forward without a main tank. And then Dubs though says, well, if we have no main tank, neither can you guys. And it's the Skull taken out on the Orisa. And see now, Anna trying to keep the team up and alive as they back up. They know Mirage Esports has to give up a little bit of space here. They don't want to give up too much, but at the same time, they want to make sure that their next initiation is at a point that makes sense for them. And now Sock on that Rhine back in front, giving shields for the team.
And looking up at our ults, we do have quite a few ults coming online for both Mirage and No Sleep.
Absolutely. And oh, another huge EMP, this time connecting with 5. And you can see It's the Skull gets 2 to start things off. Wolf and Daisy both get their names on there as well. And all of a sudden, well, it looks like another hold. Mirage Esports. We talk about it, we say it, Sombra EMP. What an ultimate ability that is.
Such an amazing ult. It takes down those shields. Again, they did have a Reinhardt, No Sleep, and now they've swapped on to the Winston, I believe, because of the Sombra, causing such issues.
And see Winston Sock once again hacked by the Sombra. Sombra doing again such an incredible job building up that ult and already back to over, look at that, over 60% already. And they just used the EMP. Oh, there's Thor using their ultimate. Absolutely huge, taking out that Tracer. Now you can see though, follow up again coming from Mirage Esports. The rest of the team, they all want their opportunities. They want to say, look, I did it too. Olive's on there, Daisy's on there. Everybody putting in a little bit of work in order to really try and do a last hold here for Mirage Esports.
And that really was a great sleep by Robots onto No Sleep's Sock Winston, completely taking him out of the game. Said, here, take a snooze.
Take just a quick one, you know, take a 10 to 15 second nap. That's all. And oh, once again, EMP comes out, manages to connect with 3. Again, those EMPs, they have been so powerful, prevalent. And you can see very quickly, It's the Skull following up, managing to take the D.Va out of mech as well as taking out their main tank again. And well, that should be enough that once again, they need to back out. This time, though, you can see Daisy only up to 20%. And oh, almost taken out very quickly between the anti-nade and some damage, but gets healed back up. And now you can see Thor managed to take Coco out. And that is, again, going to be enough that Team No Sleep, waiting for a full group up once they're full 6, with only 45 seconds left. It's starting to look a little bit better for Mirage Esports on the defense here.
They do have 40 seconds to get the payload to the 3rd checkpoint. We got Tracer in the back line causing a few issues. You can
see that supercharger was put out, but then once again, it's Genji in the back doing all sorts of damage. No one's seeing him, and now Orisa very low as Genji keeps trying to do their thing. Not able to quite finish him off yet, though. Ana's taken out. Dubs using that Tracer Bomb in order to take out the Ana. Could be a big pick. Dork Shadow goes ahead, follows up, takes out It's the Skull on Orisa. Things are happening here, guys. Things are happening. Sock is down. There comes another EMP. It looks like D.Va has been hacked, as has the Genji now using that Dragon Blade. There's the D.Va bomb coming out from Dork. Doesn't connect. It's overtime. They need to be on the point. Meanwhile, Mirage doing everything they can to get those extra picks. They know every pick they get is a huge one right now. Dragons are out. Olive gets a kill, so does Wolf onto the Winston. Those are big right now. Mercy going to be trying to have to get some sort of res here. Goes ahead, pops the Valkyrie, trying to keep the team alive and well. But, I mean, only so much one Mercy can do with one character left on the point. And it looks like that's Tracer. Dubs is finally taken out by Wolf. That's the Hanzo punch that time. Follows up, takes out Lucid on the Ana as well as Soldier. That is a lot of picks going Wolf's way. There's the 4th one in a row. Feels like it's Hanzo all over that kill feed, and that's enough for the overtime to run out. Round 1 complete, and what looked like a very shaky beginning for Mirage ends up being a nice hold on the final point.
That was a great hold by Mirage Esports. You know, you saw No Sleep trickling in, trying to extend, trying to get picks going their way, and just didn't happen.
Just didn't quite work out the way they were planning, I guess, eh?
It didn't, but that was a great 4-minute hold by Mirage Esports.
It was, but now let's not forget, Mirage Esports needs to push the payload at least as far as Team No Sleep did if they want to have any chance of staying in tonight's matchup. They are already down 2-0 for the night. It is a 1st to 3, better known as a best of 5. So if Team No Sleep manages to hold them before they get that far, all the way almost about halfway approximately through that 3rd checkpoint, Well, then tonight's matchup going to go Team No Sleep's way. If Mirage Esports does manage to pull off the win here, we're going to continue on more Overwatch. So I know you at home probably have to be rooting for Mirage Esports. You know, more Overwatch. Who's going to complain about that?
Heck yeah, more Overwatch.
Heck yeah. C-Funk, you know it, I know it. Listen, I also said that I changed my prediction. I said Team No Sleep in 4, which means that Mirage Esports needs to win this one if I'm going to be right. And more importantly, not only would I get to be right, but Diane would be wrong. And I think that's important. That's important to remember as well.
Oh, goodness gracious. And it does look like that Mirage is bringing back the 2 snipers. Only one sniper, though, for No Sleep.
You know, and you have to wonder because both teams, again, have been so strong with the snipers all night tonight. But again, having that Dubs on Bastion. Oh, and you can see Dubs managed to take out Olive very quickly. Daisy trying to help out, takes out Lucid's lamp, but that's about it as Bushybot gets the pick on Ana on robots. And now you can see that Hanzo v Hanzo battle. Again, something I would never want to be caught against either one of these guys, and they're both so good. They're both so good. I'd be scared.
Thor swapping onto that Pharah, trying to help get a little movement on that cart.
And Dubs getting the pick on It's the Skull there really quickly as well, which is going to cause, again, no Orisa, which is a huge issue right now for Mirage Esports. Now you can see Daisy trying to do something cheeky over here as Team No Sleep still so far very, very nicely set up in that bunker composition. And looks like Dubs does manage to stay alive just barely, again, thanks to Lucid. And now a couple of ultimates coming online for Team No Sleep. Now you can see, again, Thor, Pharah, doing everything they can, trying to take out that Hanzo. Very, very close. Coco goes ahead, reses Lucid back from the grave. Thor takes out Bushybot on the Hanzo. That's a big pick right now. Dubs takes out Olive, though. Also a big pick. Robots very quickly with that res. They know they need their Ana up if they want to have any chance of having the sustain to move forward. And now you can see off in that distance, it's Robots and Thor working together, trying to get some different angles. And now Coco trying their best to keep the team up and alive. There comes the ultimate from Bastion, that third form, tank form, out and about, causing some damage. It takes out Olive. Daisy quickly responds by taking out the Widow. There's a fast res on Sock on the Orisa, and now there it comes out. Thor goes ahead, drops their ultimate, manages to take out one before taken out as well by Orisa. And, well, you can see, guys, Wolf, once again, on a 5-player kill streak, doing absolute work on the Hanzo there, giving Mirage Esports a little bit of room to run here.
And you did see Mercy rezzing. Oh, well, she did res the Orisa.
She did, but then it was maybe a moot point in the end, that one. And now,
I was gonna
say again,
a smart res, because you want that shield, and Orisa takes so long coming back from spawn. So I wanted to point it out, but then she was gone.
It's almost like they weren't thinking about your casting for a moment there, C-Funk. How rude, right?
How dare they?
How dare they, indeed. And now you can see Mirage Esports once again doing a great job pushing that payload now through that second checkpoint. They have 3 minutes, 35 seconds. Oh, Dork Shadow taken out of mech very quickly. Thor doing some damage here. Manages to take out both the Diva mech as well as the tank there. And now Daisy and Wolf getting their names on the kill feed. Dubs, though, taking out Daisy on that Sombra. Again, Sombra been so strong. You can see the EMP ready, but not going to be until next fight that we'd be seeing that one out. And now, again, it's all Mirage right now, doing an absolutely fantastic job running through this second point. They've got everyone just about on the payload. And, oh, you can hear the Dragons coming out from Wolf. Does manage to take out Coco. Now Dragons coming back from Dubs. And it looks like Wolf managing to get 2, Dubs managing to get 1. Thor finishes up with Dork Shadow's mech. And very quickly, Orisa goes ahead, starts getting some picks. Thor takes out Dubs, and that should be enough. And there it is. Payload does reach that checkpoint, and now they've got just about I guess 2/3 of this checkpoint, this final checkpoint that they need to get completed in 4 minutes and 2 seconds.
Now I don't want to say anything because we did just see a 4-minute hold on this very spot. See if they can push it just a little bit further.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're right. It's far from over right now for either team. We saw Mirage Esports do an incredible job on the defense, and now it's team's no sleeps opportunity to do the exact same thing. And you can see now the swap onto the Hammond, and it's Bushybot managing to take out Daisy. That Widow v Widow battle. Again, the Widow and Hanzo battles have been stellar tonight. Absolutely great. Thor doing everything he can to just stay crouched behind that payload and push it forward. He's trying to get as much of value as possible. He knows even if he does get taken out at this point, the closer it is, the less team fights they're going to have to win. And now you can see it is all team no sleep all over that kill feed. They're down to 3 minutes, 6 seconds, but Mirage Esports going to have to just take some deep breaths, play it calm, play it cool, be collected, and come back in as a full team.
And this area is such a difficult point for the attacking team to get back to. You've got all these above ground spots looking down. They can separate the team so easily.
Oh, and that hook from Wolf onto Bushybot. That was absolutely massive. Lucid does follow up, though, taking out It's the Skull on the Orisa. And now you can see Wolf goes ahead and uses that punch. But, oh, the Dragons doing some work. Not enough to get a pick, though, as Coco goes ahead and reses Bushybot again on that Widow. Sock down to about 1 HP. If you look at him, he's gonna pass out, but now finally getting healed back up on that Hammond. Again, showing how effective Hammond can be. Manages to get out of what should have been a very sticky situation. And oh, big hook once again from Wolf this time onto the Mercy Coco. And now you can see they're making some room. They're getting some progress here on the payload. It's starting to look pretty good. If you're a Mirage Esports fan, they're close. But there's the big EMP hack that manages to connect with 5. Olive, the only one that avoided it, and it's a very powerful character to have avoided it. It's looking very good. Again, Mirage Esports getting lots of picks all over the kill feed, and they managed to do it. Mirage Esports pushing it just far enough. Team No Sleep drops that one, drops Junkertown, and that's going to go ahead and make tonight's matchup 2-1 for Team No Sleep over Mirage Esports at the moment. Play of the game, Thor, not surprisingly, as Farah here, causing all sorts of damage.
Can I just say I loved that intro?
Big fan myself too.
I loved the whole basketball, shoot up and dunk it. It was awesome.
Sometimes, again, we talk about it from time to time, and that's to say that Blizzard, again, what a great job they've done of making this game. Everything from the maps, the backgrounds, the characters, the lore, just like the stories behind it all, and even things like that, fun little highlight intros, emotes, just everything, voice lines. I love this game so much, CFUC. It's just awesome. That's actually the same Farah highlight intro I run. I just don't get to see mine so often. So,
well, you get to see the Rhine one a lot more, right?
well, once in a blue moon. Yeah, it happens sometimes. So what a great comeback. Again, Mirage Esports, they were looking a little bit shaky at the beginning. I think that's fair to say, but what an incredible job they did stabilizing, doing what was that again? A 4-minute hold on that last point?
A 4-minute hold, yes.
Absolutely awesome job. And then when it looked like after that, when they managed on the attack to get to that final point and they lost that first team fight, I was thinking to myself, oh no, I don't want to be wrong. Come on, they got to win this one. And sure enough, though, I was a little nervous, but they did a great job again, regrouping, collecting, being smart about the ultimate economy. And I always like to say here in TPG and Arena, the rest was history. And we saw it. They came back. They won the map. Again, it is now 2-1 for Team No Sleep. But the most exciting part of this whole thing, meaning that Mirage is not out yet, and they still have an opportunity for tonight's cold hard cash.
They do. Winning the next map would be ideal.
I would say so. Yeah, probably.
Definitely ideal, but definitely not out of it whatsoever. We saw a great 4-minute hold, and ooh, what a comeback.
It is going to be tough. It is an uphill battle. No questions asked for Mirage Esports. Not only do they need to win the next 2 maps back to back, they can't give anything up. But on top of that, Team No Sleep is going to get to choose the next map because of the fact that they lost the last one, which means, of course, they're going to be choosing something that they know they're strong in. They know that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. And we've already seen Team No Sleep is a force to be reckoned with. Plain and simple. They are
Yeah.
exceptionally good. And coming into this next map, I'm pretty thrilled to see what they're going to be bringing. So very interesting. And I believe the next map, C-Funk, is going to be Lijiang Tower.
It is. It is a control map, if I'm correct, if
I
I'm not
believe
mistaken.
I believe you are right. If I also am not mistaken. So
Mhm.
we're gonna be seeing more control, which is again always a lot of fun. And what's really cool about control, of course, is there's no opportunity for a draw. When you look at things like assault maps, you could technically have a draw based on what the teams do. Control map, no opportunity for a draw. So we're either going to see on this particular map a win from Team No Sleep, or they're going to be pushing into that fifth map, Mirage Esports. It's going to be pretty nutty either way, C Funk.
It will be pretty nutty, but also nutty and exciting. We just got news, Bloomer. Can we get some hype in chat because we
We
just
need to know what this news is, C Funk. Go ahead.
we
Tell us the news.
we just hit affiliate status, I believe. That's what I'm
Hey.
being told. We just got the invite. So thank you to all of you that are watching and who have hit that follow button. We truly do appreciate it. You guys are amazing. And thank
That
you so
that
much.
is that is so fantastic for sure. Big thank yous indeed. Just like you said, C Funk, to everyone watching. Make sure you're hammering that follow button. And now we can finally tell people, well, at least in the next, probably by the next matchup, we'll be able to tell you folks that make sure you have your Amazon Prime connected to your Twitch account in order to sub to your favorite stream every 30 days free of charge to you. Ding. Of course, C-Funk, what we're gonna have to start thinking about are emotes and things like that for the channel as well.
We are. That is
Yeah.
another exciting step.
Mhm.
We want to hear from you. What you would
Yes.
like as emotes. Let us know in our Discord server. Let us know in chat. Let us know everywhere what you would like for emotes because now you can get them.
Now you can get them. And you know what? It's going to start with one, but it's going to very quickly jump up to five, then seven, then more and more and more. Because I know we have an incredibly supportive group here with TPG Arena. Again, that's you guys. So thank you so much for that. Personally, in my own personal channel, they're all of my face. So I think that that's probably a really good starting place for TPG Arena as well. Just like close-ups of me. What do you think, C Funk?
I'm not sure about that one. Maybe hold that thought. But don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we don't just do Overwatch here on TPG Arena. We are also expanding into
Yes.
other esports. Our next project, our next esports we are bringing in is going to be CS:GO. That will be here on TPG Arena very soon. And then after that, we are looking at League of Legends.
Which is again a very cool one. It's a game I don't know as much about yet, but I'm very happy to announce that I've been starting to learn it myself because I always was on that side of I don't know if I could invest the time, the energy. I downloaded League, I started playing it, and I gotta tell you, I'm becoming a fan very quickly. I don't know if
Yeah.
it can take over my love of Overwatch exactly, but it has been a lot of fun. CS:GO, I want to say, is a lot of fun as well, but all I ever do is I walk out and seem to get headshot in about 2 seconds, and then I go, well, that didn't seem like a very fun game. I'm not really sure why people like this, but to each their own, right? To each their own. Um, that being said, Sivug, all this exciting news, we almost forgot. There's an Overwatch match going on right now.
There is an Overwatch match going on right now, but not just right now. We have another Overwatch match going on Thursday
Yes.
with, hang on, I've got the teams. Serendipity Esports versus Toronto Tide at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Thursday.
I love it. I can't wait to see those teams. I heard Toronto. I'm instantly interested. That being said, let's jump back into tonight's matchup again between Mirage Esports and Team No Sleep. Both teams so far doing absolutely amazing job, stellar job performing tonight. And once again, my name's Bloomer. If you're just joining us, joining me is the incredibly lovely C Funk. And we have been watching Mirage Esports Team No Sleep doing just a great job. Both teams back and forth. Back and forth. So far for the night, we now see Team No Sleep up 2-1 for the evening. And well, Mirage just coming off that big map win, almost looked like they were out for a little bit, coming back strong, and now we're back to control.
We are 25 seconds until we assemble our heroes. What would you like to see, Bloomer?
Well, I again, if I said I want to see 3 tanks, 3 supports, I know the rest of chat's gonna yell at me and flame me, so maybe I won't say that. I gotta tell you, tonight has been the night of snipers. I really feel like that. The Widows, the Hanzos, even the Ashes coming out that have just been crazy to watch. Equally, we've been seeing on a gameplay that not necessarily just the mechanical skill, but also the 300 IQ sleeps, the incredible anti-nades. They have been absolutely stellar. That being said, I'm curious to see what Mirage Esports is doing, because is this what we're actually, are we gonna see Torb?
I think we're gonna see Torb, not only a Torb, but both teams are bringing out the maze on this map. Great map for the May, custom disruption.
I love it, but I gotta tell you, the highlight right now has to be Wolf on Torb for me. I cannot wait to see what he does here. Then you can see drops that turret quickly, and he's trying to cause some shield damage, doing a great job of it, just staying alive thanks to the extra armor that he can provide himself. And now you can see Maywall's coming up aplenty, trying to keep the team separated, trying to cause some issues. And oh, that Ryan is all by himself. Not entirely, though. Zarya able to keep him up and alive. But there you can see the picks going in the favor of Mirage Esports. They managed to get 2, although Team No Sleep did bully their way onto the point first. And you can see that the percentage ticking up in their direction. But I gotta imagine Mirage Esports is going to be winning this fight out. You can see Torbjorn getting a couple picks. Wolf takes 2 out, and Daisy follows up, as well as It's the Skull. And after only 16%, Mirage Esports flips the point.
And they are going to want to push forward to this choke.
Yeah, and that Ryan, nothing to do. Nothing to do. When you have been Maywalled off like that as a Reinhardt, you can hold right click. You can do everything you want to do, but chances are you're going back to spawn.
Yeah, not much you can do when your whole team is behind you and you're separated by a wall.
I just like to point out as well, Mirage Esports, they like to talk about their kind of crazy wild strategies. I wasn't sure about it tonight. Now I see Torb. I 100% am on board with it. You can see the supercharger out from It's the Skull already. They're trying to do some work, and they managed to take out Lucid very quickly. Oh, look at that. Reinhardt using the Shatter, but not going to be very effective when you're by yourself. And Wolf, once again, taking out Sock. Lots of work happening on that Torbjorn.
And Mirage Esports had used 2 ultimates in that fight, leaving Thor. That's still a lot of ultimates to get through.
That Maywall is doing a great job blocking the team, but then you can see lots of ultimates coming out. Lucid goes ahead, uses the trans, but on top of that, you can see the Valkyrie from Robots, as well as Wolf doing unbelievable work. That Molten Core, oh my goodness, I believe that was 3 all at once, and the Torb turret still up and well. Wolf on fire. Who said Torbjorn was ever a throw pick? Torbjorn for the win. Wolf doing serious work here.
I'm loving this Torb pick. Such great placement of the turret, hiding them in the hallway, yet still able to get whoever comes through the door.
And once again, that Maywall coming out, doing a lot of work. We can't take away from the maze for even a second. There's a triple kill, and now you can see the Blizzard out. They're trying to freeze, but that's not going to be doing much. Torbjorn, Wolf all over that the kill feed. 100% objective secured. Beautifully well played by Mirage Esports. And I got to tell you, if they keep playing like this, I'm really going to regret that I changed my team pick, C-Funk.
I'd hate to say that's what you get for swapping, but that's what you get for swapping.
And it's ironic because I always hate when people swap. I'm like, no, you stick with the team you chose. You cannot come back after 2 maps and change. And then what do I do today? I say, well, now that I've seen 2 maps, I'm going to change. Oh, What do you mean Mirage Esports comes out as an entirely different team and is absolutely dominating right now? Again, Wolf on that Torbjorn, Daisy doing real work on that May. They're just a force to be reckoned with.
And it does look like they are going to keep the May and the Torbjorn going into this next control point.
And it looks like right now we're going to be hanging out in spawn. There we go. Now we're following up with the teams. And looks like, yeah, you're 100% right. We're gonna be seeing more Torbjorn action. You have to wonder for how long though. Oh, very quickly we're seeing picks on both sides. You can see both May and Hammond taken out on their corresponding teams. Now Mercy goes ahead, gets Sock back up, Sock being res, and that's going to be giving Team No Sleep a bit of an advantage. That being said, they're trying to get picks still. They're working it. They're working it indeed. Bushybot's taken out. And now you can see it's looking more and more. Well, it's not looking more and more either way. It's actually going very back and forth. Now it's time to go Mirage Esports way. They're doing a great job. And with that res on Wolf, they managed to cap that point. And now we got to see again more holding, more aggressive play by the Torbjorn.
They are going to want to hold a bit closer to the point this time, though, because if you push too far up, well, they'll just go the other way.
This is true. And you can see now Bushybot on that Pharah doing work, taking out the Torbjorn turret, trying to stay, again, far enough away, trying to get some boops as well, trying to do some work on that Orisa. Doesn't quite manage to take them out, but still does manage to displace them more than a little bit. And there comes a big ultimate, manages to take out one, and that's it. But then the rest of the team, Team No Sleep coming in very, very strong. That Maywall tried to block off the Pharah ultimate, didn't manage to do it. Just a little bit too short, a little too, story of my life, just slightly too short. And they do manage to flip the point, Team No Sleep's favor, after giving up 40%. And I hate to say it, we no longer see Wolf on that Torbjorn.
No longer see him on the Torbjorn, but we get to see more great Hanzo play from Wolf. Also, we did see Hammond dropping those mines, creating space.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
again,
allowing them to take control of the point.
Smartly placed, definitely. And oh, look at that though, a big pick. It's Daisy on the May, managing to outsnipe Dubs on the Widow. And then not something you see every day by any means, especially look how good Dubs has been all day. And then you can see the res, but oh no, the Bushy does manage to boot Daisy right off of the map, and that's not looking good right now for Mirage Esports. Picks again going in Team No Sleep's direction. And they're now up to 50%. They're up to 50%. You have to wonder if that Torbjorn pick just threw them off, but now they've managed to adapt, and now they're in a bit more of a standard. Daisy with a huge pick on Dubs there, though.
And we just swapped off of two heroes that had their ultimates.
Well, hey, again, sometimes it's more important to realize that as great as the ultimates can be, if your hero choice is just not going to work for what you and your team are going to be doing, it's better to just swap right then and there rather than try another attempt of something that just isn't working. And now you can see a couple of big picks going again in Team No Sleep's favor once again, which is going to be causing Mirage Esports to want to group back up and again figure out another new strategy, another new approach, because they need to get back to this point very, very soon. Up to 93%, and the percentage keeps ticking up. They only have 5 seconds to get there, 3 seconds now. They need someone to touch, and they did manage to get one on the point. However, oh, look at that. 2 picks from Bushybot with that Pharah ultimate. It's the Skull does manage to respond by taking the Pharah out, but one of those picks was on Robots, the Mercy. Now you can see Olive using that Transcendence, doing everything they can to stay alive, keep the team up. Dubs using that sight, though, giving the team an idea where everybody's hanging out. There's a big sticky, goes from Tracer, takes out Olive on the Zen. It's the Skull responds, taking Tracer out. Daisy now taking out Coco on the Mercy, and It's the Skull responds, is back and forth, back and forth. Anytime someone gets a pick, they seem to be taken out for all their hard work. And now you can see the numbers starting to favor Team No Sleep on the point. And is that it? No, Hammond does manage to touch one more time. One more time, Thor's there, and he is spinning around, trying to stall this out as long as he can while his team manages to collect and group up, but it's not going to be enough. Objective secured for Team No Sleep. They're back within one control point from winning tonight's matchup.
Every time we try and make a prediction, the other team comes right back at us, huh?
Well, that's, it's almost like story of my life. If I say one thing's going to happen, the other is almost a guarantee. So if I really wanted one team to win, all I would have to do realistically is say I want the other team to win. And it's a for sure way to make sure they do.
Now, do you think we're gonna see more Torb by
Uh,
Wolf?
I want to say yes because of how incredibly awesome that was to see, how effective he was. But instead, it looks like we're going to be seeing a little bit of Road Dogg, which is another character he's been doing really, really well with, landing a lot of hooks and setting up his team for some of those early picks. Again, I'm seeing Daisy on that Sombra as well right now. I love seeing that Sombra. Again, such a powerful character. I can never get over how good of a character she really can be when utilized properly. And now you can see it looks like it is Mirage eSports all over that point, trying very hard to control that space, exactly the point of a control point. And Team No Sleep having to try and bully their way on. Hammond taken out, and that's going to be Mirage eSports getting that early cap. And now it's totally up to them. Just hold on to it for just a quick 100 seconds. That's it.
That Pharah is causing a few problems for Mirage eSports. Looks like we have a few swap ups though. Dub's going to Ash.
Yes. Dub's deciding that we need another character. Still something that's going to be able to do some hit scan DPS, but something from maybe a little bit of a different range, different angle, and of course, having Bob available to contest that point at the last moment is never a bad thing either. Percentage still ticking up for Mirage eSports. You can see BushyBot doing everything they can to get some cheeky little angles here and getting a lot of spam damage done, no doubt. Dork Shadow was hacked by the Sombra on that Tracer, but still is okay. Managed to get out of there. Sombra Daisy does have that EMP ready to go, and we know how big it can be. There we go. Only managing to connect with one, though, it looks like. Only managing to connect with the Hammond, but he is taken out very, very quickly. And that might be enough. You can see now the rest of the fight, it's all going in Mirage eSports' favor. Matter of fact, not one pick going for Team No Sleep. And, well, that's looking good for them.
It is. And Thor on the Diva is really focusing the Pharah, trying to take her out of the sky.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so smart to do just that because, again, Pharah giving free reign, we've seen when they are the best of the best, how much damage they can do, how quickly they can get the ultimate. And if that ultimate gets to go off, just like this, it can cause a lot of issues. Matter of fact, manages to take out Olive on the Ana. Can be huge right now. Wolf does manage to take out BushyBot, but BushyBot rezzed very quickly by Coco on that Mercy. You can see now, again, the fight is going very nicely for Team No Sleep. However, you can see 99%. Mirage eSports really just needs to win one more team fight, and they've got the tools to do it to bring this to a fifth matchup tonight, or a fifth map.
They do. Looking at all of those ultimates in their bank, and Daisy almost to that EMP as well.
Yes, absolutely. And again, I always talk about it. I always say how there's about 5 ultimates in the game right now that are absolute game changers. And in my opinion, that Sombra ult is the biggest of the big. You can see the EMP did go out, managed to connect with a few. Thor drops the Diva Bomb, takes out 2. BushyBot and Dubs on that Sombra. No opportunity for Dubs to come back and win with that EMP. It's looking very good for Mirage eSports right now, all over the point, contesting it strong. There comes the, Tracer Bomb. Dork Shadow does manage to take out Daisy. That could be a big pick, but is it going to be enough? You can see more and more people from Team No Sleep starting to make their way in. Doomfist was there. It's a swap over. Mirage now has it. They've got the people on the point. This could be it. It looks like it is. Mercy trying to get a res, not going to be able to do it. And it's Hammond left all alone. A great stall out character, but not great when it's 5v1. And look at that. They're still managing to get people on the point. This time Tracer and Sombra, big EMP, but it's not going to be enough. Again, despite how strong EMP can be, despite how good that EMP ultimate is, that is enough. That is enough. Mirage eSports pulling off another win, back-to-back wins. That's going to tie up tonight's matchup. It's 2-2. Both teams really want the cash prize tonight. And yes, indeed. How often do you guys see this one, C-Punk?
We don't normally get to see a Torb win play of the game, but here we are, folks. TPG Arena, you get to see it.
I,
That
you
was
know,
incredible.
there are things that make me happy, C Funk, and there's things that make me extremely happy. And seeing a Torbjorn be used effectively, and then oh, by the way, play of the game. Come on, how
That's
awesome
what
was that?
that's what I call winning.
That's that is
We're
hashtag winning
we're
exactly.
all winning at this point because who does not want to see a Torbjorn play of the game? I mean, come on.
You know, it's just one of those fun things to see. And it's why I love, truthfully, I know some people complain, but I love the state of Overwatch right now. And there's a lot of things, of course, that they're going to be working on, that they're improving upon still. That's always any game, of course, we're going to
Mhm.
see lots of improvements over the course of it, over the history of said game. But so many different characters viable in their own ways right now. And I mean, listen, I didn't think that Torb was going to wreck there, but Torb wrecked there. Like, let's just be real. That was awesome gameplay. Now, I don't know if that's more of a credit to Wolf and their incredible DPS abilities, but it was really neat to see either way.
I mean, that was incredible. It's so exciting to see. I know you love the 3-3. I love to see it on occasion.
Yes.
But seeing all these different characters being played tonight in so many different ways is just so amazing. It
And
really is.
I no, I do agree. Again, as much as I have been a fan in the past of the what we call the goats meta, the three tank, three support. I've just enjoyed it because I enjoy watching tank play. So because it is such a mental battle again, and I'm a main tank, so I like that. I felt like I had a role in teams when I chose Ryan. I was like, no, no, no. Back me up, guys. I got this. I used to love that. But no, I agree. It is good to see multiple heroes. I like there to be not just one strategy. I like a certain rock, paper, scissors effect where, oh, they're running this, I should run this, as opposed to kind of where the game was for quite a while. And that's,
Mhm.
well, they're running goats, so we have to run goats. And,
Right.
well, they're not running goats, but we should probably run goats because goats is how we're going to win this against it. I do agree that it's nice to see a different strategy emerging. And, well, again, TPG Arena where teams really do get the chance to prove themselves, not just for bragging rights, but also for real cash prizes. Tonight being one of those incredible nights where the winning team is bringing home cold hard cash. We're all of a sudden finding ourselves in that fifth map, and C Funk, I believe you actually called that Mirage Esports was going to win in five.
I did call it. I don't want to curse anyone now though, so I'm gonna go ahead and zip it. But it does look like we are gonna get to see Havana, which we haven't gotten to see. Havana, however you want to say it.
It's one of the two for
I
sure.
I can't wait to see this map. We haven't seen it yet on the TPG arena, so this
I
is gonna be a
believe you're
first for us.
right. That's
Yeah.
crazy when you think about it, eh? So far. So I
Mhm.
guess teams, because it is a bit of a newer map, a lot of teams not as comfortable, not as confident choosing it. So because of that, they go ahead and typically avoid it. A matter of fact, it's such a newer map that in our database, even which lists all the maps and things like that, they haven't even programmed that in yet. So I believe it's probably showing up as Hanamura or something like that. But no, it is Havana. It is Havana. And it's actually, believe it or not, guys, this was chosen. I just got word from the back. This was not chosen by the losing team the way it so often is because of the fact that it's a tiebreaker. It is a pre-selected map from the man in the back. That's Werp, the man working all the cameras and all of the hard work that goes into this broadcast that we don't all necessarily get to see. He's the one who chose that, and what an incredible way to end tonight's matchup, C Funk.
It really is on a new map with new kooky strategies. Can't wait to see it. But,
Yin-
ladies and gentlemen, if you have a team or would like to be a part of the broadcast, have your team featured on the broadcast, make sure you hop in our Discord, exclamation point Discord. You could earn a chance to win some money. It is not only this month, you guys, it has been extended into July. We
Wow.
are taking reserve spots. We have 7 spots left on the reserve. That is for teams who weren't able to get into June, but they really wanted to play. All of our dates had filled up. And you know what? We went, hey, let's do this for July as well, but let's do a reserve for the teams who didn't get the opportunity for June. So
You're you're
those
not
spots
wrong,
are
and
there.
I'll just throw it out there as well. Only 7 spots remain. They go so fast. And a matter of fact, we've already had so many teams that have already booked for this month trying to get those reserve spot. We had to explain to them, no, no, no. I'm afraid we can't do that. We're trying to get multiple different teams. We want to give you guys opportunities to see every team that's part of our TPG arena. We want to get them all on the big stage, on the big screen for you guys. And like I said, we've already had a few that are kicking the ground and going, ah, shucks, I wish I got in on time. And so we definitely want to get you involved on that as well. And of course, don't forget next month, even if you aren't playing in one of those reserved matchups, you can still, there will be tons of other broadcast dates available. And if your team plays, wins or loses in next month, they're actually entered into a kind of a sweepstakes almost, right, C Funk?
Yeah, like a sweepstakes, your name is entered into a drawing to win even more money. It's a
I love it.
jackpot, I would say.
It is a jackpot. That being said, we're actually getting word from the back. Hold on, C Funk. Did you just hear what I heard?
I did, and I believe I made a face. I was like, whoa.
Wow. When you get word from the back, live on the air in front of all you guys, finding this out at the exact same time, C Funk, this is your moment. You tell them. You tell them, C Funk. I can't
Ladies and
even.
gentlemen, our jackpot, our grand prize for next month is going to be $200. Can
Pog.
you can you believe that? $200 on top of the $30 if you do win your match.
Yeah,
So I
your
mean,
reserved matchup.
potential for so much winnings here.
And can you believe that, guys? Again, you get to play Overwatch, and at the same time, you get to earn some money. It's like, hey, Mom, remember when I told you I was going to be a pro gamer? Check this out. Then flash that big $200 check. I think the answer is yes. I always say I need to find 5 of my closest friends to form a team with me. The problem is every time I ask, they keep telling me no. We'll get someone else. Thanks, Bloomer. And so hey, it is what it is. That being said, my understanding they are not
Not
ready.
no.
Rather, we just those moments in the back, guys. Hey,
They
again,
what
this is
what happened is someone just lost connection. So they were ready, but as we kept talking, someone ended up losing their internet for a split second, and they
Good
just got to
thing
hop
we're
back in.
talking. Good thing we're talking,
Yes.
C-Funk. If we weren't talking, that
Hey,
would have happened at the beginning of the match, the beginning
would
of the
have
round, and
restarted,
that would have been awful. So instead,
been so bad.
you and I have just saved the day. Look at that. Once
So
again,
you
we're
know what?
we're like superheroes.
When they actually told us to stop talking, it was good that we kept talking.
Yes, exactly. I always say the real show is just you and I here, C Funk. So,
It is. It
no,
is.
but of course that's live streaming, guys. Sometimes we do have the technical difficulties along the way, but they'll be back in just a moment. At least that is the hope. We at least we very much so are hoping that that's what we're being told. We think the rest of his team they might be memeing on us. We're not sure. They said there may have been a little bit of salt, but we're bringing in a sub. It sounds like
Red-
Redley. Redley.
Redley.
Yeah,
It
that's a
does.
great name.
Redley. I like it.
So
It kind of
so
rolls off the tongue.
it really does, doesn't it? Redley. What a great name.
Yes.
That being said, they're trying to get him in right now, and as soon as that happens, we'll be ready to jump back in. Again, that's a sub for Team No Sleep, who
Yes.
really again showing how high passions can run here in TPG Arena. C Funk.
It does. And if you want to see more Overwatch, which, I do, I know you do, Bloomer,
I
but if
do.
you would like to see more Overwatch, come hang out with us Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have got Serendipity Esports against the Toronto Tide. I'd like to say it's going to be a knockdown, drag out, exciting match. Make sure you come join us for that.
And with a build up like that, C Funk, how could anyone say no, right? I mean, Of course, the only problem is we have to wait like 48 hours for another
I know.
match. That's the
2 whole days.
worst.
What?
I don't want to wait
But
that long.
you know what they could do in the meantime?
What's
They could
that?
check us out.
Huh.
They could
That's a thing. That's a
they could
thing.
they could check us out. Exclamation point caster will bring up our own personal pages if you want to check us out, hang out in the meantime, why not?
Yeah, well,
Come on
again,
over.
if you've already decided, hey, TPG Arena, I'm not going to give you my Amazon Prime. I'm going to 4.99 sub to you. No questions asked, but I still need to figure out somewhere, somehow to use this Amazon Prime to its full effectiveness. Well, let me recommend either C-Funk Play, Diana May, or of course myself, Bloomer for the win. We appreciate it along the way, guys. So you see that
We
little self
do.
promo there, C-Funk? That was nice, eh?
Oh yeah, I did like it. You forgot the Bloomy Ding though.
I did forget the bloomy ding. It's because I'm looking this way. I was bloomy ding with my left eye. So here, let's do that.
Turn it face the camera.
Ding.
There you
There.
go.
I knew we'd get there eventually. All right.
All right.
We're getting word from the back. We're getting word from the back right now, guys. So what's happening is that Team No Sleep did not have an official sub list. Because they do not have an official sub list and have to bring someone into the team that is not an official member of their team, that means that technically speaking, Team No Sleep does not have enough people to run this final matchup. They are going to continue, I believe, to bring that sub in, but it's for bragging rights, and that the official winner of tonight's matchup is going to have to be Mirage eSports. So let's throw a little asterisk up and say congratulations to Mirage eSports for no matter how this last match goes, this last map goes rather, they're officially tonight's winners.
Let's get some hype in chat for Mirage eSports. Guys, when you submit your stuff, make sure you also submit some sub lists as well.
Or at the very least, make sure your teammates don't want to rage quit midway through a match. That would be probably the first suggestion I would make for most of the team members. Again, you don't want to see that happen. You hate to see that happen. And I know that Mirage is happy that they got their victory tonight. I know that they're not going to complain about getting that cold hard cash, but I also know they wanted to win this one fair and square because they are that great of a team.
And Bloomer, our teams are ready for this 5th map, for those bragging rights. Are you guys ready? Let's hype it up. Let's get ready and let's go into Havana.
Do it up, chat. Lots of hype. And I just like to throw out really quickly, just to talk about the sportsmanship on the rest of Team No Sleep. The rest of Team No Sleep was very aware that, well, we didn't have a sub list. We're bringing someone in that isn't technically a member of the team. They said on their own, we would like to go ahead and forfeit that prize pool over to Mirage eSports. So a lot of class coming in from the rest of the team. And I just like to throw that out there so that everyone is aware.
It's great sportsmanship right there.
Absolutely. And it's true. I do love seeing that. TPG Arena, of course, things are running high. Emotions run high. And well, again, we saw it more proof than ever before right here tonight. But at the end of the day, just some really good old-fashioned sportsmanship here. And I love that. I love that so much. That being said, you can see the teams are getting ready. Very cool to see this bragging rights matchup at this point. Again, it's going to be Mirage eSports pulling home the grand prize. Anyone just joining us here tonight, my name's Bloomer, and joining me is my incredible co-caster, C-Funk. We have been watching, really and truthfully, one of the most intense back and forth matches between Mirage eSports and Team No Sleep. Team No Sleep started things off very strongly, went up 2-0 in the maps. Then Mirage eSports went ahead, responded, got 2 wins back to back. And now, after a sudden rage quit from Team No Sleep, they've forfeited that prize pool. And now Mirage eSports, although technically the winner, we're going to have to see who wins tonight's match again for the bragging rights. Now you can see they are setting up again on the attack. We've got Team No Sleep all over that payload. They're going to be running the Baptiste Bastion, Orisa combination, so well known as bunker and or pirate ship because it is on that payload. But you can see it's Daisy getting the first pick on Sock, and then very quickly Dubs responding, taking Daisy out. Thor managing to take out the Bastion, and Dubs responds to Wolf on that Hanzo. Again, the Hanzo and the Widow fights have been off the hook, and no Roadhog reference intended there, but off the hook tonight.
I was about to say, Thor is doing a great job with these hooks.
Absolutely, and managing currently to stall out this payload all by himself, doing a really great job while waiting for the main tank. You can see the Dragons make their way in, but it's Dubs getting all the picks, this time on Orisa and Genji, and then on Hanzo as well. And hey, why not? Let's just get a fourth one on there, on the kill feed, that fourth pick on the Roadhog. Dubs doing an absolutely awesome job there.
Dubs has been great on Hanzo. Coming in though, looks like a bushy bot on the
old Bastion, eh?
Bastion, thank you.
That's the one, eh? There's
Words
so
are
many
hard.
things. They are hard. I always complain about that. You know, when you have to talk for hours on end, it's really tough not to choke on a name once in a while, eh? Oh, and there's the Diva Bomb coming out. Does manage to connect with Wolf, and it's Dubs taking out Olive, as well as look at that, this mirror matchup. The Orisa taking out It's the Skull also on Orisa, and that's going to be, again, more payload motion for Team No Sleep.
And looking up at our ultimates, we're looking pretty even, 2-2, but it does look like No Sleep is going to get Baptiste ult here in a second.
Yeah, and again, it can be a huge one, especially when combined with that supercharger. Oh, you can see Thor managing to get that hook off on Bushybot, but Bushybot managing to retreat back to safety. They are purpled, but nonetheless still causing all sorts of damage. You can see trades going back and forth on both sides, but at the end of the day, they weren't able to displace that bunker or that pirate ship, and now you can see Bushybot just taking people out behind the payload one at a time, and now you can see they make that second checkpoint with 5 minutes, 12 seconds left to go.
And it'll be interesting to see where the defense decides to hold. This is a pretty open spot of the map.
It is, and you know, it's so interesting because a big pick on Daisy there, who is looking for an EMP or at the very least a hack on the Bastion. No, it's very interesting to see the higher tier on this map because we haven't seen a lot of high-end competitive play on this. All I've seen personally is a lot of platinum gameplay where nobody really seems to understand that there's a payload. And and there we go. We see a huge EMP does connect with 4. Daisy doing a great job, and then Wolf follows up with the Dragons, takes the Diva out of mech as well as taking that Bastion down. You can see that supercharger is up, and or rather the immortality field, the lamp is up, and then Dubs goes ahead, throws his Dragons out, takes out Wolf, Olive managing to respond by taking out the Orisa, and Bushybot goes down thanks to Thor, and an awesome job with that hook once again.
And that was such an interesting combination to see. You had the EMP, which, you know, made everyone move slower, and then, you know, Dragons coming in, taking people out since they're moving slower.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, if you get caught in those Dragons, it can cause huge issues. And there's the hack once again on Sock, but they already had the shield out. And now you can see it's the Skull managing to take out Lucid. Whoever gets rezzed very, very quickly. Sock following up takes out It's the Skull. And now trades going in the direction of Team No Sleep, who is going to once again be pushing that payload forward, doing an absolutely stellar job. 3.5 minutes about left still to try and complete this map.
Robots on Anna trying to back out, trying to not get picked.
And so far doing a great job of it. And now you can see again, it's Daisy hiding out behind on that Sombra looking for big EMPs. And now you can see ultimates once again making their way out. Wolf getting the first pick on Bushybot. There's the EMP, comes out, connects with 3. Could be big, could be huge. You can see that supercharger from Sock, it was out, but now taken out by Thor on Pharah, as well as Daisy managing to take Sock out themselves. Robots follows up, takes Redley out of the mech. Again, Redley just being subbed in for this last game and doing so far a really good job. It's Dubs that manages to take out Olive on the Zen as well. An arrow meant to scout and give some ideas where the team or where they may be. Olive managed to get in the way. And sadly, as a Zenyatta, taking an arrow, whether it's a headshot or a body shot, can cause a lot of damage.
And Thor on Pharah was a great swap up from the Roadhog. This is a very open part of the map for the attacking team. Leaves them very vulnerable. And they do need to watch out for those Hanzo picks, though.
And there you can see, though, it's actually Bushybot on the Pharah taking out Thor on Pharah. Wolf follows up by taking out Sock on the Orisa. Very quickly res, though, by Coco. Very smart on the Mercy, understanding, again, we need our main tank there. And now you can see, once again, they're getting a little bit of forward momentum. Redley following up, taking out Wolf. Again, huge picks. We see how effective these snipers have been. Redley follows up and takes out the Orisa as well. Bushybot follows up and takes out Thor. All the picks going Team No Sleep's direction. There's a few big ones. 5-player kill streak for Bushybot on that Pharah, and goes ahead, uses the ultimate, but there's no need to, as the payload has already made it all the way. A full completion on the attack by Team No Sleep. Absolute great job with a minute 40 left in their time bank.
That was a fantastic job. Getting the pick on Thor, Pharah, was probably what allowed them to push through, allowing them to, once that Pharah went down, that spam damage from the sky is no longer there. So pretty much just walking through. You do have the other heroes to contest, but not in the sky.
Absolutely. And again, when you've got that Pharah v Pharah battle, having it's no different than any mirror matchup, really. Some more extreme than others, but as soon as you have gotten rid of your mirror match, your counterpart, and you have that opportunity to run wild, you can just do all sorts of damage or value in whatever way your character does. For me, as a Reinhardt main, I often hold right click at that point and just know that just by having a shield and the other team not having a shield, that's going to win the fight out for us. And there you can see the Pharah again spamming that damage, doing tons and tons of work. And you're right, getting a lot of value out of that.
And it looks like we're going to see something a little bit similar to what No Sleep did. It does look like they might be running what we fondly call a pirate ship.
So fondly. We love seeing that Bastion hanging on the payload, don't we? It's so funny.
Bastion tonight.
we have seen a lot of Bastion. Again, you have to remember the amount of DPS a Bastion can provide is enormous. It is absolutely insane. And when you get behind an Orisa shield, and then you have other great abilities to help you out, the lamp from the Baptiste, Roadhog hooking people into your vision and giving you nothing but time to just hold left click on heads. He's a great character. He just has the one disadvantage, and that's, of course, he's very not mobile. It's why he's so good on the attack specifically, because he can get himself onto the payload and just kind of move forward with it, getting the whole time contesting the payload, and also a huge amount of DPS. But again, he gets that one major disadvantage of no mobility taken away, and now you can see just spamming left click into the whole team. Does a great job, Daisy, and once again looks like a lot of forward motion. I don't see this in my matches on Havana at all, C-Funk. Mine are like, good luck getting around that first corner.
It doesn't go quite like that. Usually it's, hard enough trying to get out of spawn, let alone the corner.
You're not wrong, and yet here we go. We really get to see teams that have strategies, teams that understand how to work with one another, and this is what you start to see happen. And now you can see Daisy going ahead and heading to that right direction and trying to get a different little angle here, maybe hoping to get behind an Orisa shield. Nope, just going to go ahead and take out that Orisa shield. There you can see the D.Va trying to defense matrix some of that down, but it's not going to be enough. Redley taking out a mech as Wolf goes ahead and takes the Orisa out. Daisy taking lots of picks as well, using that tank mode, tank configuration, causing some troubles. You can see, does get taken out as well by Dubs on the Hanzo. Wolf quickly responding, though. And
it does look like Mirage eSports does stabilize and move through.
It looks like you're 100% right. And there's one more time a hook. This time it's D.Va that gets hooked. I'm sure of all the characters he could have hooked there, D.Va was not the one he wanted, but that's okay. And there we see it. He's going to use that whole hog. Wolf doing a stellar job right now. D.Va using a little defense matrix to try their best to keep the hog alive and well. Does a great job. Again, we talk about teams supporting each other. This is it. The D.Va bomb's out. Looks like it does not connect with anyone. Coco having to res Sock, and now you can see D.Va almost hacked by that Sombra, but a really good job of causing a little bit of damage to interrupt the hack. The Supercharger has been out as well, but doesn't get a lot of effect out of it. And now all the picks going for Mirage eSports right now. Although that Dragon's coming out from Hanzo didn't quite connect with anyone, but causing a little bit of a break here. And now you can see D.Va taken out of Mech, and now it's just a little mini D.Va doing the best they can, getting ready to cut off any angles, and the rest of the team moving that payload forward.
3 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm sorry, 5 minutes to get to that third checkpoint. Again, this is an open area. Going to be a difficult time to get through. Does look like Thor is swapping. Oh, yeah. Swapped off D.Va back onto D.Va just to get back in Mech.
Yeah, absolutely. One of those times where they realize that the ult percentage, not worth it. It's way, way more important to get into that. Oh, D.Va Bomb taking out Daisy, this time on the Baptiste. And you can see lots of picks again coming this way and that way. And it looks like they're going Team No Sleep's direction. Lot of good things coming out from them. They do manage to stabilize, and I'd like to take an opportunity to once again point out Redley subbed in just for this particular map, and doing a great job so far tonight. You can see, oh, Bushy trying to get that hack and does manage to get it on Wolf there. And now Thor on the D.Va going ahead, pulling back the contest, trying really hard to get that Sombra down. Doesn't manage to. Bushy gets away. And once again, no picks yet. Lucid using the Transcendence to keep the team alive as Robots is using Valkyrie, trying to give that little extra boost. Wolf uses the whole hog, and Orisa Sock going ahead, dropping that Supercharger as well. Lots of ultimates. Managed to get the shield up just in time to keep the Supercharger alive. But once again, it's Daisy getting all sorts of work done using that ultimate to the highest efficiency. Pulls off, I believe it was 3 picks there, and now has to run back to the payload. And hey, hold on, let me just jump back on here and oh, maybe they're going to move forward as well. Again, following the Orisa, really, really smart, and now trying to work on getting a new angle to try and stop the defenders from being able to set up.
And it does look like Bushy was causing a few issues, but taken out.
Yes, taken out by Wolf. Once again, Wolf doing such a great job, and a really aggressive hold right now by the attacking team. They're trying to really create lots of space, get more and more picks, but it's Lucid right now for Team No Sleep that's doing a great job picking people off left, right, and center, at least left and right. And now it's Olive jumping off the map and going to try and reset with the team. You can see they know that they lost that one. Team No Sleep doing a great job holding. Oh, Daisy, imagine you take out Lucid last moment there with that extra pick. And now, once again, it's Mirage eSports that's going to be working on a group up and trying to make something happen here as the Team No Sleep on defense has that huge defender spawn advantage right now. There comes the D.Va Bomb. It's out this way. Who's it going to be? Bushybot also using the EMP, managed to connect with Wolf. It looks like Red managed to take out the Baptiste, and once again, picks going both ways. Mirage eSports, though, doing a great job taking out Team No Sleep. Robots reses Olive, brings the Baptiste back in. D.Va Bomb just takes out the Supercharger. Daisy, though, takes out Sock, and now Daisy also takes out Coco on the Mercy. Again, these snipers have just been insane tonight. Thor have been all over that kill feed as well as Wolf. Just a lot of really impressive Overwatch players here tonight.
And we do have Sock now on the Winston trying to jump in, cause some tickle damage.
Yeah, and you can see they're so close now. Minute 36 left. They have not got as much time in the time bank as Team No Sleep at this point, but it's very, very close. And if they manage to get a few more picks, which they're doing a great job, Tracer's on the payload, though, stalling it out. And now more and more people from Team No Sleep starting to make their way on. They've got the Winston there. They've got Ana on the heels, but that's going to be it. It looks like they shouldn't be able to touch anymore. They're not quite as much time in the time bank, but overall still a very impressive attack from Mirage eSports. We're going to see the exact amount of time left in just a second, but about a minute 16.
Not too far apart, but a little bit more time for No Sleep.
Yeah, 24 seconds, not necessarily going to be a difference maker in tonight's match, but it could be. It absolutely could be. It may even just be a situation where it gives them enough time to get to that payload one last time, one last push, whether it's on attack or maybe managing to stop the enemy team on the attack from getting there in time. So again, little advantage right now for Team No Sleep, but not so large that I would count out Mirage Esports for even a second.
Not at all. And speaking of Mirage Esports, they will be on attack again. No sleep on defense.
Yes, every time the after the first time they run through, if there's time remaining in the time bank, whichever team has less time is always the first team to attack on the second run through, and corresponding if there was ever a third, fourth, etc., etc. So having again that 24 seconds less, more so even than the actual 24 seconds, potentially having to attack first could be the disadvantage. And as
Does
they
look like
begin, you can
does
see
look like
that
we have Daisy again on that bastion.
they are playing very close up on the defense right now. You can see, not totally sure if this is the strategy they were looking for, or if they're just trying to do something kind of cheeky. Sock take it out very quickly. I think they may have known that was going to happen, but they're just trying something new anyways. They do know that officially Team No Sleep, it is all bragging rights at this point. They must be happy that they managed to complete the map. I think they're having some fun at this point. And now you can see Mirage Esports getting a couple more picks, and it looks like that should be just about a team wipe. All Mirage Esports as they start to move that payload forward, and Team No Sleep is going to have to do something to try and get themselves back to a good position. Although if Mirage Esports forgets the payload, which they almost did for a moment, that could it may have been a great strategy by Team No Sleep.
I feel like this happens so often. Teams, get so into attacking, they forget about the payload.
I've always said I don't know if anyone on my team has ever known that there was a payload in an escort map. So, hey, this is just standard Overwatch as far as I can tell. Now, the picks going so far in Team No Sleep's direction, 2-1 over Mirage Esports, and that's going to be a few more. You can see they did manage to stop it again just as that corner rounded. So they didn't really give up too much space, although they did give up potentially a little bit of ultimate economy advantage for Mirage Esports. And now, as they are once again in that overtime, no one on the attacking team can get off that payload. They need to keep at least one person on, and it doesn't look so good for them right now. That is the overtime said and done just around that corner. It does give them an opportunity to pull out this win after all.
It does, and maybe holding up that close. Maybe you're having to reset from spawn, coming back, being able to hold at that corner. Maybe that's what they were looking for. Don't let them push the cart so far back. Let's contest it right here by spawn. That way, if we get picked, we have another chance to contest it. Make it
you may be
make it sad for
100%
so
right.
far.
You may be 100% right. Knowing that they had such a short amount of time, they of course would have liked to have won that initial team fight and then had the ultimate advantage. But knowing that every pick, every moment that payload wasn't moving forward was going to be another second off the clock, get into the overtime. And you're definitely not wrong. They didn't push it super far by any means, just around that corner. Now it's going to be really interesting to see where Mirage Esports decides to hold here on the defense, because are they going to try something up close like that as well, or are they going to take a more traditional around the corner and just try and make sure they win out all those team fights?
Well, last time we saw them holding up top, which was a great place to hold, but it gives the cart a lot of room to move forward, and it does look like they are setting up top again.
Yeah, Mirage staying with the tried and true method. They're here to win. They want to win. They don't want to win by some asterisks in the record book. They want to show that, yes, we are that team. We are that good. And they really are that good of a team. So they deserved it as well. You can see the Baptiste lamp out, keeping that Bastion alive and well before that Orisa shield manages to make its way back in. But it looks like it's all Bushy Bot right now. Manages to take out Daisy. Robots quickly with the res, though, trying to bring Daisy back into the fight. They need to get on the payload. They need to stop it. They might not. Oh, they do. With just 0.06 meters left, they managed to contest. But it is all Team No Sleep right now. You can see just 2 left on the point for Mirage, and lots of people for Team No Sleep. It's not looking good if you're a Mirage fan right now, but that's going to be it. Team No Sleep pulling off the victory for bragging rights. But again, Mirage Esports pulling off the victory for tonight's big old grand prize, cold hard cash.
And play of the game going to Daisy as Bastion.
And you can't be too surprised to see these Bastion play of the games. Again, just so much damage in the way play of the game often tends to be. Well, here you can see all those picks. Absolutely great gameplay from both teams. In all honesty, C-Funk, this was another one of those matchups that really could have gone either way, back and forth. And well, I just like to I hate to say this, but C-Funk, it looks like you're right. You're you were right. So you called it a 3-2 victory. Now, I do believe we're going to be joined by Diane as well for a little post-match roundup and a little chat about what we saw, what we liked. Diane, come on back and join us.
Hello, those are some fun games. I really liked seeing the Bastion pick. It was very interesting seeing both sides play it.
Yes.
I feel like that last fight could have went a little bit differently if the Baptiste lamp was placed behind the corner, because unfortunately it was killed early and that may have lost them the fight.
Now, I do have to ask because, me and C-Funk, we both got very excited along the way. Torbjorn. We saw Torbjorn and he absolutely wrecked. I believe it was Wolf on Torbjorn.
Yes.
How did you feel about that one, Diane?
Honestly, those games were it made me think, wow, maybe Thor made up these strats. I'm not really sure. But on those specific points, May was really good as well.
Yes.
I forgot who was playing May, but they walled him off perfectly. And then the rotation on, I believe it was Li Jing, very nice as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely different strats. And Thor, we've already mentioned it in the past. He was, well, that's what he does. He goes, let's take a normal strategy and figure out how can we reverse this? How can we flip this on them and do something a little unique, something that maybe they're not going to be expecting. And I think that May Torbjorn combination was a perfect example of what that team brings to the table on the regular. Now, again, back to you, Diane, here. We ended up seeing a 3-2 victory in the end for Mirage over Team No Sleep. Not what you and I ended up predicting.
Yeah, definitely not what I was
what
expecting either. But
what changed? What happened that made the result a little bit different than what it looked like the match was going to be at the beginning of tonight's broadcast?
honestly, I feel like when I was watching, it seemed like Team No Sleep was trying to go for that ball strat and then boop them around and stuff. But unfortunately, I forgot who was on that Roadhog, but Roadhog kept hooking the ball, and then they weren't able to. Yes, Wolf. Thank you. Wolf kept hooking the Hammond, and unfortunately, he wasn't able to get much value. So they were more playing for picks, Mirage that is. They were playing for picks while the other team was also trying to play for picks, but unfortunately, they didn't go in together, and that's ultimately why they lost. At least that's what I believe.
Yeah, and of course, I mean that last final map, the fifth one, which they did win in the end, but of course we also know it didn't matter and it did matter, and it's it was a bragging rights situation in the end for Team No Sleep to pull off that victory. How did you feel about Redley's diva play coming into that last map? He didn't have any clue that he was going to play. We don't even know if he was warmed up. We know nothing about what his story was prior to that final map. How did you feel he did?
Honestly, I don't know if it was him who was target calling, but I feel when Redley came in, the team was a lot more organized. Like you would see Diva dying in a Zenyatta trance. That's how focused they were. They were able to focus a Diva, like was it 300 350 health champion down in a trance, which is so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. Now you have to wonder if it was maybe that positive attitude that Redley brought forward, or again, what it could have been, maybe shot calling. It's really hard to say. Of course, we don't get to hear the team comms as they go. But again, we know that they did lose a member who, again, we don't have the full story, but from what we're understanding, he basically he was unhappy with his team's performance and decided that he didn't feel it was worth sticking around for that team. So again, you have to wonder what that attitude was maybe doing for the team behind the scenes. And maybe that's why Mirage Esports was able to capitalize on that third and fourth map and come back. And again, we always like to talk
Mhm.
about positive attitudes here.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like that may be the reason why they weren't able to take those last two maps that they really wanted to. Like I feel like I don't know if you noticed, but it seemed most of the time that the Winston was jumping in a little bit earlier than the Diva, and that might be why. Like maybe Diva wasn't ready, and miscommunication is what brought them to that point.
Absolutely. And when you are running dive like that, you can testify for this one. If you are even half a second off, that can absolutely ruin the entire attack or defense as well if you're running it defensively. But typically on the attack, half a second can make all the difference if a team is coordinated enough to focus fire, whether again it's the Winston or the Diva, whoever happens to be exposed for that just again half second to second of time. And we saw again, Mirage Esports doing such a great job. Again, it started off a little bit rough for them today, but they came back very strong. And in the end, they did win. Again, the cold hard cash guys, despite maybe not winning the bragging rights at the end. It was one heck of a matchup tonight, wasn't it?
It
Most
was.
definitely. Oh, sorry, Sifan, go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. I was just gonna say it was a great matchup, and we look forward to having both teams back on someday.
Absolutely. And hopefully a full six stack that is ready to start and finish and really do a great job proving themselves here in the Proving Grounds arena. I'd like to take this opportunity really quickly to throw some thank yous out to all the people working behind the scenes so hard. Hallway Raptor, Childish Rambido, Shy Guy, Werp, and so many others as well that I just can't even mention all their names right this moment. I'd love to give a shout out to my incredible co-casters. You can find them both on their own Twitch channels, twitch.tv/Dianime, that's Diane on the far side. And then, of course, twitch.tv/CFunkPlay, my incredible co-caster. CFunk, thank you so much for all that you do for us. And
And
of course,
don't
I'm gonna
forget
go ahead.
yourself there,
Yeah,
Bloomer.
I was
Go
definitely
ahead.
gonna.
Go
Don't worry.
ahead.
Of
You
course, I'm gonna
good?
throw myself out there. Obviously, guys. Twitch.tv/Bloomer for the win, and I'd of course love to have you there as well. Make sure you hit !casters in the chat if you want to get the proper spelling for any and all of these channels. Final thing is we want to thank you guys, of course, those of you at home that are watching, hanging out with us here, the Proving Grounds Arena. It means so much. Officially, I think what is this? Our fifth cast here on this channel, fourth cast, fifth cast, and
Fourth.
we fourth. That's it. And
Mhm.
they officially sent us the affiliate email today while we were casting. So that's a lot of hype. We want to make sure that you guys come and join us again. C-Funk, maybe you can remind us about our next matchup one more time tonight.
Our next matchup will be on Thursday, this Thursday, the 13th. It is Serendipity Esports versus Toronto Tide. You guys aren't going to want to miss it. It is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
100%. So make sure you're hammering that follow button and, of course, turning that notification bell on so that you know exactly when we're live. In case for some reason, when you write that down in your phone and you set the alarm, if your phone's not with you, if it dies in advance, we want to make sure that you're here for all the action. As always, thank you so much for being here. Be good to yourself, be good to each other, keep your stick on the ice, and we'll see you next time in the Proving Grounds.